The drivers of the SNB Cup Series are to action again before the Christmas holiday break. And after a one-week hiatus last week as well, we are back now for 2 weeks of action as we prepare for another episode of round number 8. 7 different winners in 7 races. And we're at America's Home for Racing, Charlotte Motor Speedway. 200 miles, 134 laps. The SNB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters on your home for sim racing, LSR TV. It's the App Holler Hunters 300. Presented by LSR TV from Concord, North Carolina, and the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good evening, happy holidays. I'm Wesley Outland in Durham, North Carolina, joined alongside Greg Rentz in Spokane, Washington, where it is still a winter wonderland there, and what seemed to be a winter wonderland for my buddy in the Lone Star State of Wichita Falls, Texas the other day. Charles Wooten is thawing out, and he will be running the boards. Greg, Charlotte Motor Speedway, always a wild track. This should be a fun race for the SNB Cup boys tonight.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one, Wesley. 200 laps the distance here tonight for the SNB Cup Series, one of their longest races of the year. 200 laps on a 1.5-mile track equals 300 miles tonight, the distance of the usual spring race for the Xfinity Series here when the big boys come to town on Memorial Day weekend. 200 laps, 300 miles. So you're getting practically a full-length race here tonight when it comes to that aspect. 22 cars have entered tonight here at Concord, North Carolina's Charlotte Motor Speedway, the home track of NASCAR, if you will, looking to state their claim here on 1.5 mile. Very, very prestigious racetrack, and we're going to see if we can get our first repeat winner of the year, or will we see number 8 for different winners on the season.
And we are live on LSR TV, your home for sim racing at livesimracingtv.com and at wearecrn.com, at CRN Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you know, in addition to that, Greg, there is some extra money up for grabs. A big bonus if somebody can be a repeat winner of the 7 previous winners. But also, if there is a new first-time winner, they're going to bank some money as well.
They are big money coming up. We thank LSR TV and everyone for stepping up to that one to help us out, because it is going to be a wild, wild night here in Charlotte. And with extra money on the line, Wesley, that's going to be even bigger.
Yeah, these drivers are going to have it no holds barred, going all out is what I was trying to say to refer to for what's going to go on here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's talk about Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is a 1.5 mile double dog leg, similar to Atlanta and Texas. It is 1.5 miles. It's got about 18 to 24 degrees of banking up into the corners in a 1 and 2. And then, of course, 16 degrees on the back straightaway, 8 degrees on the front straightaway. And it is a very unique racetrack. Hopefully, Charles, our producer's got some gyro cams, because when you watch these drivers climb the banking, you can see how banked this track really is.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And these cars, these Cup cars with this aero package, put on a heck of a show at Charlotte. I don't think I've ever left a Cup race at Charlotte on the iRacing server thinking, man, I wish there was a little bit more action in this one. This is going to be an action-packed race from start to finish. We're going to see a lot of action here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the SNB Cup Series, round number 8. And it's coming up. It's going to be a wild one. Just 5 races remain in the regular season, Wesley, before we hit the playoffs. So also you got to keep your eye on that. 7 drivers have already got the green bar to make themselves playoff drivers. Will we see an 8th one tonight? They only have 5 more chances, those drivers on the outside looking in right now.
A quick break. When we come back, qualifying for the drivers to make it in to the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300. Live from Charlotte Motor Speedway virtually, LSR TV and CRN Sports.
The DK4 by NAP represents the next level of broadheads, providing you with fixed and mechanical blade technology in one devastating head. Available in both crossbow and compound models, the DK4 features a pivoting main blade, which eliminates deflection off bone and maintains momentum, while delivering true field point accuracy, as well as 2 deploying bleeder blades for an 1.25 inch secondary cutting diameter, equating to devastating wound channels. And with an internal blade retention system, there are no O-rings, collars, or rubber bands. Just the confidence knowing that the blades will open on impact, no matter your target. Featuring a bone-crushing trophy tip and diamized blade sharpening process for true ultra-sharp blades. The DK4 Broadhead from NAP. Hunt with confidence.
He called me Mr. Sparky. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we are set to qualify for the drivers of the SNB Cup Series, the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300. Hey, real quickly, before we get qualifying into in-depth, let's take a look at the sawblade.com weather conditions for today's race. It is sunny, 74 degrees on a partly cloudy day. No worry about wind speed, and the track temperature only 4 degrees warmer than the ambient temperature. That's going to be a pretty normal. That's normal, Charles, for Charlotte, right, Greg?
Yeah, that sounds about right for this one. This is the track temperature you see a lot in the rookie street stocks at this racetrack. This is one of those racetracks that when someone is getting their start on the iRacing Oval side of things, this is one of those 2 or 4 racetracks that the rookie street stock series, the first series you can race in on iRacing, come to is the big Charlotte Motor Speedway. The others, of course, being USA International Raceway, now new Southern National, and Langley joining that series as well. So instead of it hitting 6 times a year or a season per, as boy, Tucker Wingo doing his best.
Pirouetting?
Or excuse me, that's Jack Ely, his teammate to Tucker Wingo. They have identical paint schemes here tonight, doing his best Michael McDowell impression. Here's Brockton Packard in a William Byron inspired number 24 tonight for Shadow Racing. Another driver who's trying to lock himself into the playoffs.
Brockton Packard to the number 24 comes to us out of Zephyr Hills, Florida. The Shadow Racing entry. See what he can do. Again, one of those drivers that has, had good luck, but also bad luck along the way.
He's had an up and down season. Up on top of the board right now is the number 12 of Caleb Smith, the Dover winner here in this series with Ross Tatum. There is Smith right there for CEM Motorsports. There's Braxton DeWeese, winner last time out of the Daytona Road Course, and finally breaking through, Wesley, getting that first victory.
Yes.
That was huge for Braxton DeWeese. Get the monkey off his back, and now a chance to build on it moving towards the playoffs.
Yeah, I believe that there's a lot of momentum there for him, as for so many weeks he was so strong and finally broke through into victory lane just 2 weeks ago when he won the road course event at Daytona. And there you see Braxton DeWeese there in the number 15 entry. Got a little special car there for the man out of I-5 Racing for the Miamisburg, Ohio native. Working his way across the start-finish line. It is a patriotic night. That's why we see a lot of drivers with the patriotic. Yes, it is. I was checking my notes there. That's why we got all these patriotic themes with red, white, and blue, and the stars and stripes and the eagles and all these fancy car wraps. And that's one thing I love about this series, Greg, that they do special theme nights all the time. And this is no different. Patriotic night here at Charlotte.
And what better track to do it than Charlotte, home of the real-life Patriotic Weekend on Memorial Day weekend here for the NASCAR Cup Series. They do theirs on Memorial Day weekend right here at Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600 as you watch Spencer Hardison, who got the win. Was it Kansas or Kentucky? Can't remember. I believe it was Kansas that Hardison was able to get the win. Yes, it was Kansas that Hardison got the win. It was one of those mile-and-a-half tracks that starts with K. I knew that for sure. Hardison, winner at Kansas, but has kind of struggled since then. He's sporting kind of a Jimmy Johnson vibe with the Chase Elliott number on board, so a little bit of a couple different Hendrick car combo, if you will, for Hardison today. He goes second on the board, just off of Braxton DeWeese in the number 15, so looking good so far for DeWeese, Hardison, and Smith. Jacob Grant into number 5. You see a blue bar by his name as well, Evan Coleman and Jack Ely. Those are your drivers who are not locked into the playoffs, but they are currently above the cut line for the playoffs. So they're the ones looking to build ground to try to get a green bar naturally without getting a win. Qualifying has wrapped up, which means, Wesley, it is time to go to the grid.
It certainly is. Without a further ado, it's time to introduce the starting lineup presented by ComServe Wireless for the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300, the longest race of the year for the series. Tonight, Braxton DeWeese from Ohio, he's on the pole. Spencer Hardison, the number 9 Kansas winner, he'll make up row number 1. Row number 2, we'll find Caleb Smith in the 12. To his outside, Pillsbury, Jacob Grant in the number 5.
Martinsville winner Ross Tatum will roll off in the number 1 in position number 5 with Cody Terry to his outside in the number 22. You're going to find Evan Coleman in the 51 and Christian Gardner starting 8th.
Moving on to your top 10, Joshua Alt, the Daytona winner. He's in the 94. He'll start 9th. Jonathan Woods will start 10th in car number 10. Row number 6, Matt Dyer in the 88. He's really turned some heads the last couple of races, but he's looking for victory lane after multiple top 3 podiums. Could it be tonight? And to his outside, Keenan Massey in the number 4. He'll start 12th.
Pulling off in lucky 13 will be Tucker Wingo, winner of the 2nd race of the season, trying to build momentum, moving towards the playoffs with Matthew Gilliams, the Darlington winner here in the number 28. Looking for it tonight in number 14, or position number 14. Robbie Helms and Zach Peterson, 15th, 16th.
Moving on to row number 9, Rob Sherwood in the 29. He'll start 17th. Jack Ely, who gave us a pirouette flip around in qualifying, he'll start 18th in the 54. And around out your top 20, it's Cody Fournette in the 14, Brockton Packard in the 24, and in the back on row 11 of 22 starters, Tyler Stooksbury in the 19, Zachary Stone in 83. There is your ComServe Wireless starting lineup. ComServe Wireless, of course, located in 3 states in the United States Mid-Atlantic, including Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. Go to ComServeWireless.com for all of your wireless needs, whether you're looking career or looking for that search for a phone. They have it. They're also proud to be a Verizon dealer. Ready for the green flag, Greg. This should be a good one here in Charlotte. What do you expect on Patriotic Night? 300 miles, 200 laps, the longest race of the year for these boys.
Looking forward to seeing these guys put on a heck of a show, but I'm also curious to see what they can do on the long run and what will the longest run of the race be, because we've seen green flag racing can be a bit of a not too common sight at Charlotte. We can see a lot of incidents at this track if guys aren't careful. So I'm wondering what's going to be the case tonight. Are we going to see the long green flag run, or are we going to see kind of a cautions breed cautions type night? We're about to find out because the pace car is ducking off.
Time for them to step up and make their mark. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come out of turn number 4 through the virtual tri-oval. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. We're kicking pavement, the biggest race of the year, the longest race of the year, underway for the SNB Cup Series at Charlotte. Opening laps here in Charlotte, and give it to the jump. Right there, Pack working their way into turns number 1 and 2. So far, clean and green. And the 15, Deweese battling Grant that spot. This is inside the top three, while Smith leads them in the corner in the turn number 3.
Caleb Smith, the winner at Dover earlier this season, trying to break away, but he's got Ross Tatum, who won at Martinsville. Very controversial fashion also for Ross Tatum. Did not exactly make any friends in that race at Martinsville, trying to go out and pick up win number 2. Remember, there's a bonus on the line if we have a driver pick up his second win of the season. Separate bonus on the line for a first-time winner. So thank you again to all our great sponsors for stepping up for that one. But right now, it's all previous winners in the top 3 with Smith, Tatum, and Deweese. Scratch that. Jacob Grant, and actually Cody Terry, who's looking for his first win of the season, up to 3rd.
Yeah, watching these drivers as they work their way up into turn number 2. Back straight away, it is Smith out in front. Tatum in the 1 car there. It's second, Terry, Grant, Deweese, Hardison, your top 5. And by request, there's the gyro cam. We show you how banked this track is. You're on board with Lance Deweese as it comes to the tri-oval.
Jackson Deweese on the outside, looking for the 4th position right now. Trying to get around Jacob Grant. Right there, just how
and
banked
Greg,
this racetrack is.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Greg. It literally just shows you how banked this racetrack truly is as you watch them when they hit the banks up there. Look up the racetrack, goes to Deweese, a little wiggle there. On the inside's Hardison. Hardison with Altus behind him. So is Gardner. It could have been scary. They hold it together. We'll stay green. We're now 5 in.
Hardison was the big loser on the initial restart, or the initial start there, Wesley, because he was outside front row, fell all the way back to 6th outside the top 5, trying to fight and claw his way back up. The biggest mover is right behind him in the number 88 car. Matt Dyer started in the 11th spot, already up to 7th now, trying to get up there, get up to Deweese and company to try to make a run. And I believe that Dyer has indeed gotten by Hardison, and he will move up into the 6th position. No, scratch that. There's another one behind him, so he's still in 7th. Smith still the leader, and Ross Tatum and himself have broken away, but Cody Terry has also broken away from the field now. He's kind of by himself trying to hang on to the draft. Kind of weird to hear us talking about draft at Charlotte, but that's the thing with the new aero package that these Cup cars run. You can draft at this racetrack. It drives kind of like a plate track now. If you can catch on to the tail end of the car in front of you, get into their slipstream, you're going to see it develop very quickly. One car already out of the race here. Cody Fournette, connection issues have parked him for the day early. He will unfortunately look like be credited with a 22nd place finish unless he can get back out there soon.
And you know, Greg, that's a tough break for Cody Fournette because the last couple of races before this 2-week hiatus we had, he has really been doing very strong, very well. And that's disappointing to see the 14 have to retire. 21 drivers on course right now. They're all on the lead lap, and there's this battle for the lead as Ross Tatum gets around Caleb Smith, the Patriot. Coca-Cola number 1 machine, there it is, going to P1 to the back straightaway, but Smith trying to get back and make something happen, just can't reel him in as Alexa off of turn number 4, and we'll put 10 laps on the board. Still a long way to go here at Charlotte.
Battle beginning to brew for 3rd as Jacob Grant was able to do exactly what we talked about. Caught on to the draft of Cody Terry, was able to reel him in and then make his move to the inside. So watch out for Pillsbury in the number 5 because he is up to 3rd. He's still looking, Wesley, for that first win of the season. He's got the blue bar by his name on the ticker, which means he is in the playoffs as of now, but has not locked himself in. A win tonight at Charlotte will do just that.
That's right. A win would definitely seal the deal. The driver of that number 12 machine and the 5 of Grant, who's also, and by the way, there's a money bonus up for grabs. Even if you are a first-time winner tonight, you get $25. But if one of the 7 drivers of this season can win again and be the first repeat winner of the year, Greg, they pocket $50 bonus.
Those are your 7 drivers with the green bar on their name that are eligible for that $50 bonus. That's Ross Tatum, Caleb Smith, Braxton Deweese, Spencer Hardison, Joshua Altus, Tucker Wingo, and Matthew Gilliams. Those 7 drivers are looking for a $50 bonus to become the first repeat winner of the season. All the drivers without the green bar, the blue and the black bars, if they can win the race tonight, they get $25 and become the 8th different winner on the season to lock into the playoffs. Only 5 races left counting tonight, so we're down to just 4 more starts after this race to try to lock yourself into the playoffs, and it's going to be wild because you see only 3 spots remaining up for grabs, and the way this season has started, we may have more winners than we do playoff spots.
If you're seeing the 3 drivers with the blue, they are also in the top 10. Those are your top 10 in the standings as well. Watch Tatum work his way. Here comes another battle heating up. Cross start finish. That's Hardison of the 9. Trying to reel in on Terry. That 22 machine. Terry trying to have some type of a salvageable race after what has been, Greg, a couple of disappointing weeks for him on the series.
Had a lot of tough luck here in this series, has Cody Terry into number 22, in need of a good run, and up in the top 5 here in the early stages is going to definitely help him build some confidence too. This is a long race. We're on lap 16 of 200 right now, one of the longest races of the year for the SNB Cup Series, which come your way every Wednesday night here on LSR TV and CRN Sports Radio. 4 more races till we start the playoffs, and it's going to be wild. Try to determine these final 3 playoff spots, Wesley.
Grant, a little wiggle there for a sec by Smith. And this is for seconds, but they're side by side as they go back into the corner into 1. Tatum leads. Smith on the inside. Here's Grant to battle back on the top. Grant will clear him on the outside lane. Normally, I would say the inside would be the way to go, but boy, I'll tell you what, Greg, he's proving me wrong. Grant is, and he's making it work, holding off Smith on the outside lane.
He's been able to make both the inside and outside work here so far, Wesley. His pass on Cody Terry a few laps ago was able to get done on the inside. That move there on Smith, that was done on the outside. So Jacob Grant able to make both lines work here, but now he's got work to do because it's a full 1.5 seconds before you find the Coca-Cola entry of Ross Tatum, who won at Martinsville. Haven't seen him back in victory lane since then, but he is looking for it. Top 5 starting position, leading the way right now, has led the most laps thus far. Then again, we are only 19 laps in this one, but for Grant and Smith and company, they got work to do. But look who's already crept his way back up into the top 5 after having a rough start. Braxton DeWeese, the pole sitter in number 15, fell well outside of the top 5. He has climbed his way back up into 4th now as you watch Tatum try to pick him up and put him down as many laps as we can. There is DeWeese in the number 15, winner last time out at the Daytona Road Course, as that was 2 weeks ago. This series was supposed to race this race last week. However, there was a problem with the iRacing server. Therefore, that race was unable to run that night due to issues going on internally with iRacing. It was nothing to do with the series, nothing to do with LSR TV, nothing like that. There was a problem with the software which made running the race last week impossible for the series. It was fixed. We're able to make it up, so we're going to finish out the rest of the season just 1 week later than we were planning on.
So the season will fall back 1 week later than originally scheduled to finish up. Again, we got this new iRacing update took care of. It's been fairly good so far, no glitches. And you have that with all these new updates and these new cars and these new tracks that have been added. Glitch there, and I think the powers that be could have possibly ran the race last Wednesday night, but just in an effort of not wanting to risk a chance of having issues. No, we'll kind of let these guys get there, reset and make it right, and that's what we've done. So again, this race put back a week tonight, and the entire schedule revamped a week later to finish up. And by the way, we are 5 races, or now make it 4 races away until the playoffs. 12 races in the regular season, and then that 8-race playoff series to decide who will be the champion of season 2 of the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler. Holler Hunters. 23 laps in. This time by 22 are completed. It is Ross Tatum, Jacob Grant, Lance Deweese, and Caleb Smith, your top 5. We watched Deweese and Smith battle for 3rd and 4th. Terry, a good comfortable run in the top 5 as they go to 3.
Cody Terry trying to hold on to that top 5, but I'm watching Braxton Deweese in the number 15 try to make his way back up there after starting on the pole, fell back outside of the top 5 and has had to work his way back up through the field, slowly but surely getting it done here thus far in the number 15, trying to reel in now Jacob Grant, who is not gaining or losing ground to Ross Tatum out front. Tatum still with a comfortable 1.6 second lead. Grant all by himself in second. Deweese and Smith trying to get up and try to get a sniff of the draft behind him. Meanwhile, battle breaking out back here for 6th as Spencer Hardison under pressure now from Jonathan Woods in the number 10. We haven't talked about Woods a whole lot here this season, running the Miller Lite scheme on board the number 10 tonight. Then you find Daytona winner Joshua Altus hanging back there as well in 8th. And he's always had speed in that number 94, Wesley. Every single time that we see Joshua Altus in the number 94 enter a race, we always have to consider him a factor in the win. But since that Daytona win, the luck just hasn't been there for the number 94. He's hoping tonight he can get things turned around and get back on the winning track. There he is right there at the tail end of the field as you watch Hardison and Woods battle. Altus right behind him trying to reel him in.
And there is Joshua Altus, the driver out of Virginia, the Daytona winner. Has not won since then. The 94 currently sits on the racetrack in the 8th position. Behind him is Evan Coleman, Robert Sherwood in the top 10. There's that 51 machine. There's Coleman in 9th. Sherwood will show him here in the 29. He is in the top 10. Got that nice looking car here. And if you're noticing the red, white, and blue, the stars and stripes, the Old Glory showing, Eagles, the American flag, patriotic night here at America's Home for Racing, where you see red, white, and blue adorned around the entire 1.5 miles.
Trying to work their way around. Ross Tatum still leading the way. Jacob Grant, Braxton Deweese, Caleb Smith has fallen back to 4th after getting up front and leading a couple of laps in this one. Cody Terry, one car on pit road coming down. I believe it's 2nd place, Jacob Grant. So I believe that we are seeing green flag pit stops for the first time here tonight. It is Jacob Grant in the number 5 and a caution.
We have a caution
right
while cars were coming to pit lane, and we're thinking it's the 99 of Tucker Wingo, the New Hampshire winner. Let's see what happened to him.
Went off into turn 3 here, all by himself. That's Matt Dyer up in front of him. 2 cars on pit road. Wingo was tagged. He was trying to get down on pit road, got tagged from behind.
Yep.
And unfortunately,
on part of the road course there, it's part of the chicane, if you will, at the Roval. Let's watch this again, Greg.
One more look at it. On board with the 99 of Wingo, looking out the back. Watch, he's going to try to slow it down to get on pit road. And
just simply got tagged in the right rear. Yeah, just got tagged in the right rear, and not his fault by no means for Tucker, but a tough break there as the caution does come out. 99 Tucker Wingo putting us under yellow flag. Wow.
It was Keenan Massey who got in the back of Wingo. Unfortunately, nowhere to go. Pit road is open, so here they come. The entire cavalry coming down for pit stops for the first time here tonight. These drivers have 7 sets of tires available for them to use, plus the set that they start on. So 8 sets of tires total in this race. You can change tires 7 times here tonight.
And more or less, they probably will use every single one of them. By the way, one car did not pit, and that was the number 5 of Jacob Grant Pillsbury. Came onto the pit lane before anybody else did and made his pit stop before the caution flag. And you see now all these drivers making pit stops on the pit exit. Looks like Ross Tatum will beat him off in the race off pit road. Hey, speaking of the pits, I think, is it Matt Dyer, Charles, that you're always talking about his pit box, his little pit entrance sign always has some funny looking graphics on it. What is Matt Dyer's pit box sign today? Let's take a look at it on the 88. Another pit stop will do that. It's one of those things that we have always talked about, the crazy shenanigans that they create on their pit boxes and their pit signs when they come down to the pit lane. 30 laps complete. Going to be working and completing lap number 31. We'll take a quick break. More coverage in a moment. The SNB Cup Series, LSR TV, and CRN Sports. More from Charlotte virtually in a moment.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bone Collector North American Whitetail Championship. No doubt the most exciting championship tournament that's ever hit the whitetail hunting industry. It's going to be broke down into 14 different regions. It's broke down to be fair, but it's broke down to celebrate the everyday hunters. This is one of the most unique championships that's ever been thrown. Let's get to competing. Let's get to having some fun.
The one to go indication is being given to the field. The lights are off on the pace car, and the wave around is going to what was the leader, Jacob Grant. But Greg, he has made a big mistake there before the caution come out, and he will have to go to the tail end of the longest line on the lead lap. Explain what happened on 5.
So he came down pit road here under green. The caution came out while he was on pit road. He had yet to pull into his pit box. When the caution came out, he was still making his way towards his pit stall. He still pulled into his pit stall and changed tires on that, took the pit stop instead of just going back through. So with that, he now has to start at the tail end of the lead lap. He will restart 20th there instead of coming back out on the track and just cycling in there. Grant must have decided that it just said, you know what, I'll just start at the tail end of the field and just try to work my way up instead of taking my chances on where I cycled through. So not sure what exactly the move was there for Grant. Unfortunately, it's going to cost him, as now the guy who was in second place is going to have to start 20th on this restart.
The Coca-Cola entry of Ross Tatum now gets himself mulligan, if you will, and goes to P1. Ready for the field to come back inside the Toyota restart zone. Green back out, and Tatum is gone.
Tatum trying to break away into turn number 1. And we've seen this a couple of times or two on LSR TV where the inside line is the preferred line on the restart, and the guy in third, in this case it was Braxton Deweese, can just rocket past the guy who's starting alongside the leader, that being Caleb Smith. Braxton Deweese was able to do just that and make a run here towards Ross Tatum, trying to get up there and get around Tatum. But Braxton Deweese back up to second now after starting on the pole, falling outside the top 5. Deweese looking to make a run.
And the 4 drivers currently in the top 5 besides Terry. Terry now makes a run to 4th behind Hardison. There you see him right there, a little bunt there to Smith in the 12. 4 out of the top 5 winners. 5 out of the top 6. A little sideways there for a car in the back. Was that Altus? I think it is. 94. Joshua Altus, Daytona winner. He about spun out exiting turn 4. What a save on the 94. He's still got problems.
He's still in trouble. Yeah, he had to fight and make the save there over Tyler Stooksbury, and in number 19, Matthew Gilliams, the Darlington winner, trying to get by as well. So Altus going the wrong way on the pylon right now, as he's going to fall well outside the top 10 after being nestled in pretty comfortably there in the top 10, restarting around 7th or 8th position, and now he's going to cycle through in this one once it's all said and done in 14th position. But we got a battle for the race lead going on at the front. Deweese has gotten to the inside of Ross the Boss Tatum, and here comes Caleb Smith trying to help out Deweese down the backstretch. That's that alliance we've talked about between High Five Racing and CEM Motorsports coming together once again. Braxton Deweese to the lead at Charlotte on lap 37, coming to start lap number 38. Deweese leads.
And now a 5-car battle, if you will. They have ran each other down, throw a blanket over one another as they go into the corner. Deweese back to the point. Here comes Tatum. Tatum's got now Smith to the inside. He'll fall back. They're going to go single file, nose to tail to the back straightaway. Tatum once more to the inside. He'll power his way to the bottom. He'll clear Braxton Deweese and move back to the lead just as fast as Deweese led that lap. Tatum gets it back in the 1 car. Wow.
Smith to the inside. Ross Tatum saying, I want to lead this race as much as I can. Ooh, almost some contact there between Cody Terry and Braxton Deweese for third as the battle breaks out behind them between Jonathan Woods and Spencer Hardison as well. Going to give it to Woods this time as Hardison going to fall in behind him. And Terry able to clear Deweese in the turn number 3. So Braxton Deweese now going to try the up and under and try that exact move that Ross Tatum did to him just a lap ago. Try it now on Cody Terry and try to make it work. But Terry able to defend in the turn number 1, and they will fall single file now for the top 7 as Brockton Packard is caught onto the tail end of this battle for Shadow Racing. Into number 24, Deweese back to the inside to split him up again.
Yeah, working 39 laps leaded now as they work their way down into turn number 3. Look at Terry. Terry battles Braxton Deweese for that spot. That's for 3rd and 4th. Through the dog leg here. Deweese on the bottom. They're going to go side by side for a second. Here comes Woods in that mix. Thought better of it. Back into 1 and 2. Terry protects the outside lane. He'll make it work. They go off a 2 to the backstretch, and that battle continues.
They are nose to tail here down the backstretch. Deweese still trying to find his way around Terry. Going to settle it down for now and take another shot here in a lap or 2. Once he gets back to him, we'll pick up again and watch this battle for the lead between Tatum and Smith. Ross Tatum still leading the way right now. Smith trying to hang in there about a car length behind, but what that was doing was allowing Cody Terry to try to reel him in as long as he wasn't under pressure from Braxton Deweese, which now he's not. Now you're starting to see the field kind of spread themselves out little by little. Once again, saw that on that first run out of Tatum, and now beginning to see it again. Braxton Deweese was a lot faster on the long run than he was on the short run, so I'm wondering once we get we're about 10-15 laps into this green flag run now, wondering what we're going to see out of Deweese once we start reaching that lap 20 mark once again of this green flag run, because that was really when Deweese started to shine. And here he goes again to the inside of Cody Terry for 3rd. Maybe the 15 beginning to come to life again here on the short run, as he's going to have the inside line through turns 3 and 4. He's going to get the nose in front and clear him off of turn number 3. Braxton Deweese back to 3rd.
About to put a quarter of the way through here in this 200-lap, 300-mile contest for the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters, at America's home for racing virtually, Charlotte Motor Speedway. LSR TV, CRN Sports coverage. Wesley Outland, Greg Wrench, Charles Wooten, the production chair. This is Ross Tatum leading the way, but there's that battle now for third, fourth, and fifth. Deweese, Terry, and Woods cross the stripe. Another lap on the board, and there's the leaders in 1 and 2 pulling away. Tatum and Smith in the corner behind Deweese. They're in 3.
Yeah, Deweese's biggest hope right now in the 15 is to hope that these two guys in front of him, Ross Tatum and Caleb Smith, they start getting a little slicey and dicey again, like we saw out of them a few laps ago when Caleb Smith was making a charge at Ross Tatum. And he's wanting to see what he sees in the mirror right now, because Jonathan Woods is taking a peek to the inside of Cody Terry behind him. Drag race to the line, give it to Woods just barely into number 10, just 2/1000ths of a second separating Woods and Terry that time by. They still race side by side, and look what that's doing, Wesley. That's allowing Deweese into number 15 to pull away from them a little bit, as you see the outside lane working for Terry there in the turn number 3. Woods gonna fight back on the inside. Ooh, a little bit of a bobble out of Woods. He has to check up. That's going to allow Terry to be able to clear him once again. And here come Packard and Hardison now trying to reel in the 10 of Woods. And just like that, Woods goes on defense.
Back up the racetrack goes Packard's car. Here comes Woods and Hardison. They'll split each other. They'll go single file now inside the top 10. Tatum, Smith, Deweese, all winners on the season. Looking for that $50 bonus if a repeat winner wins tonight. LSR TV's Charles Wooten will give the money. If there is a first-time winner, they pocket $25. And still a long way to go. Over 152 laps remaining here in the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300. And while that goes on, Terry, what an awesome job for Terry. He holds off the Miller Lite machine of Woods in the 10 off 4.
A nice job is Cody Terry in that number 22. We've seen him struggle here this season. He is in need of a good run, and he's getting it right now in that number 22, trying to just make it work and get a solid run in under him. Doing a nice job up in the top 5 for most of the race. Under pressure once again now from Woods in the 10, who had to kind of go back on defense to fend off Packard and Hardison, who now go to battle with Evan Coleman as well, trying to come up. But Coleman, another one of those guys looking for a win. Best finish of second that came in Martinsville earlier this season in the number 51. He's trying to get up there, as we see now Woods try the outside, got the wall going off in the turn number 1. That's going to allow Terry to clear him once again.
Wood in the wall, Woods in the wall. He'll hold on to it, will stay green. Deweese back to third, losing ground on Smith and Tatum. Comfortably there in that spot. 50 laps in this time by when they come to the start-finish line.
Tatum still leading. Smith, Deweese, Terry, Woods, your top 5. Tatum has led by far the most laps here thus far. A quarter of the way through this one. 50 down, 150 to go. Tatum, Smith, Deweese, your top 5, and that's beginning to brew once again between the Ford Mustang of Caleb Smith and the Toyota Camry of Braxton Deweese. And again, like we talked about, Deweese's car really seems to be good on the long run in that number 15, so he takes his peek to the inside of Caleb Smith. Think we've got Deweese figured out. It's going to take him about 15 or 20 laps to get going, but once he does, he has got a lot of speed. Now, though, he's close enough within striking distance of Tatum. We'll see if he can catch up to Ross Tatum, who looked very, very strong on that first run.
Coming up tomorrow night, it is the next round in the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs. We will be at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Magic Mile. And that will be on Thursday night, 11:45 Eastern, 8:45 Pacific, on LiveSimRacingTV.com and CRN Sports at WeAreCRN.com. In addition to that, We have another big race coming up on Saturday. And Greg, that will be the 6 hours of Talladega with the American I'm trying to think of the name that they have for it. I don't think they have a name for it, but I thought they did. I thought at one time it was the American Endurance League, the American Endurance League, something of that caliber. But anyhow, 6 hours of Talladega. That begins at 8:45 Eastern a.m., 8:45 a.m. Eastern on Saturday. Green flag at 9 o'clock, Greg, and they go 6 hours until 3 p.m. Eastern time to decide the winner of that event. The Endurance Sim Racing League, that's what it is. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be asleep when the green flag falls. That's 6 a.m. my time when the green flag falls. I might not even be asleep by that point. That Friday is my last day of work for the calendar year in 2020, and it's my last day of having to deal with everything that we've dealt with in 2020 on the work day. I can barricade myself in my house for the rest of the year, not have to worry about it. I may drink a beverage or two of adult content because I am 21 years of age and over. So that's going to be my plan Friday night. So I'll probably wake up with about an hour left in that race.
Bah humbug. No, it should be a good one. It should be a fun time. Let's see how many laps they tick off at Talladega. They'll have a full field.
How many did the Daytona race get? It was 6 hours of Daytona. How many did that one get? 400
450 something. Am I right, Charles? 427, which is the equivalent of almost two Daytona 500 distances. Over 200 Daytona 500 instances with another 50 laps added to it, or 27 laps added to it. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's straight through. So yeah, that's going.
It was over 1,000 miles. It was over 1,000 miles.
See if they top that out at Talladega here on Saturday. You guys have a blast with that one for sure. That Daytona one was fun. I got to watch about an hour and a half of that one when that one was going on. It was a lot of fun. You can catch it in the archives on LSR TV, and you can be notified every time LSR TV goes live with the broadcast. If you hit the subscribe now button and hit the bell, you'll be notified every time, and you will not miss a race here on LSR TV.
Tatum is the man out in front. We got cars on the pit lane. Peterson on the pit lane. He's back on track. There are now 19 cars in the lead lap. Gardner is the free pass if there is a caution.
Gardner was in the same boat as Grant on that last caution, Wesley. He was on pit road as well. Chose to stay in on pit road, so he got pinned the lap down into number 7. Unfortunately, did not catch the lucky dog because he was not a lap down when the caution came out. So Gardner really got put in that position, and he tried to stay out and take the wave around to get himself back on the lead lap, but the number 5 of Grant also stayed out and was in front of Gardner. Therefore, Gardner did not catch the wave around. So Gardner's been pinned a lap down this entire green flag run, just hoping for a caution to try to get himself back unlapped as some cars pull down pit road. Now, one car lit him up there. That may have been Keenan Massey in the 4 lighting up the brakes right in front of him. No, that was the 5 of Grant that had to wheel the brakes there.
Oh, wow.
Evan Coleman here in the number 51 trying to reel in Spencer Hardison. Hardison again, the winner at Kansas. There is Pillsbury. Jacob Grant getting the right sides on. Here come the 2 race leaders, Deweese and Tatum. Deweese in front of Tatum, so Deweese may have saw Tatum coming down pit road and decided, you know what, I'm going to come now, and I'm just going to get by him, though, to try to get a little bit of an advantage track position-wise. Deweese coming down to get in front of him, going to slide into position number 1.
Boy, you about overshot his box. Looks like it's going to be 4 tires. 4 tires and fuel. Tatum is in. Terry is in. Tatum is already off of lane. He's going to beat him off the pit. Oh, he just beat him off. Deweese just beat him off by a smidge. Wow. No, they're actually saying Tatum did. And now remember, Greg, they have to stay on the blend line. Remember the blend line.
Yep, that's the blue line. Race leaders coming down pit road now. Caleb Smith and Spencer Hardison. They're coming down pit road, as is Matt Dyer. No, Dyer's staying out.
No,
So
Dyer's staying out, but when he does, we want to show that pit box that he has. It's his pit sign. We're looking forward to that. I remembered.
Caleb Smith in the 12 coming down pit road was the leader. Keenan Massey just now coming out of his pit stall. May have had some issues on there, maybe a penalty on that number 4 car as Smith and Hardison go up on the tires. Here comes Dyer in the number 88.
Here comes
race
Dyer.
leader, Matt Dyer.
Yep, here comes Dyer. Altus is in front of him as well.
As is Evan Coleman.
Now
All right,
watch the pit sign for Matt Dyer in the 88.
Rob Sherwood to his inside in the number 29, ducking into his pit stall. Here comes Dyer sliding
What will he
in.
have? Too sexy. It's too sexy. Yeah. Have a nice day.
His 2 pit crew members are having a nice day right there. They're just chit-chatting along. Matt Dyer's on the radio saying, "Get over the wall and fix this car," as he rolls out.
Yeah,
now
I'm ready to
green.
see. I'm literally ready to see iRacing create a update where you actually see bodies jumping over pit wall and making the mimicking pantomime, if you will, changing the tires, the jacks, and clearing off the windshield.
The drivers do see it, Wesley. They have that included that the drivers see it. We can't see it here on the broadcast, but the drivers do see that. Yeah, we're waiting on iRacing to add that into the fold for us here on the broadcast. Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Ross Tatum, they call him the boss, the Coca-Cola, number 1. He is leading the way here at Charlotte. Patriotic in the red, white, and blue, and the red, white, and blue, number 1 Ford. Comes across the start-finish line and tags on 65 completed. 66 now complete.
Tatum.
Battle heating up there inside the top 5 or the top 10. Hardison along with, well, that's a lap car. That's Ely. I'm sorry, that's Ely. Ely and Hardison battling there. Yeah.
No, that's for position. That's for 7th.
Yeah.
Ely, of course, an identical paint scheme. What we saw with Tucker Wingo. Actually, looking back, I'm not sure they do have the identical paint scheme. You're kind of seeing a flag stand cam right now is what I believe this is. I think
I love it.
I think you got Barney vision right now.
Yeah. Well, just below
There's
Barney
Barney.
vision.
There's Barney. For those of you who may be wondering who in the heck are we talking about, Barney is the unofficial name given to the iRacing flagman. He gets quite the workout throughout the course of iRacing because he, by himself, is on the flag stand every single race on the iRacing server. Every track has their own clone of Barney, and he is one busy, busy man as you watch Tyler Stooksbury in the number 19 to the inside.
And then they have Peter, the pace truck and pace car driver.
Sure. Tewksbury to the inside of the number 10 of Woods. He's got his YouTube podcast
Very
on
funny.
board, Tied In, Loose Off, talking about Tyler Tewksbury. Check him out on YouTube as well. I've been actually watching and enjoying some of his podcasts that he puts out. He puts out some awesome NASCAR and iRacing related videos on his YouTube channel, Tied In, Loose Off. So make sure if you're checking us out here on LSR TV, caution is out and you see smoke in front.
Whoa!
Oh, who
is that Grant? That's
That was
Grant
Jacob
Pillsbury
Grant
in the 5. And look at Barney waving the Banana Republic flag furiously.
Let's take a look at what happened. That's Cody Terry there in the 22. Caleb Smith right up in front of him. Grant and Terry. There's Braxton DeWeese, the 15. What happened here? Oh, Terry
wow.
and Grant get together. And Grant, by far, getting the worst of that one as you see the field scatter behind him.
That second caution of the race comes on lap number 71. And there's Ross Tatum. Do they pit, Greg? Do you think they pit? They just make pit stops. Do they come back in and pit again?
That was their second pit stop of the day. They have 5 sets of tires remaining and 120 laps on the board. Yeah, sure. I say go for it. Might as well. See what you get. Our producer says no. I say yes.
I'm thinking they're not going to pit either. I really don't.
I think you're going to see someone in the back pit. I think you'll see someone in the second half of the field pit, but you don't know. I think you might see some guys come down. Producer saying no one in the top 10. So from Woods on back is fair game for our producer.
Oh,
Look
wow.
who was right. Look who was right. Everyone's coming. Here now,
job
Mr.
there by Ross
Producer,
Tatum.
nice job. Nice try. Nice try. A couple of cars stayed out.
But a majority came
24,
down pit
Packard.
road.
Coleman and Packard, the 2 cars that stayed out.
Evan Coleman in the 51, Brockton Packard in 24. They did not pit. Everyone else did.
Well, Packard's actually pinned a couple laps down. Packard could not pit in the number 24.
Wow,
as the
Ross
rest of the
Tatum
field
had a quick
comes.
pit stop. I don't think he changed tires. I just think he filled up the car.
So now pit strategy beginning to come into play, Wesley.
Yeah, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place drivers that came down to the pit lane, including that one of Ross Tatum. Under 5-second pit stops. So I got to wonder if they just took on fuel there, Greg.
Yeah, that's just fuel only. Here in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place cars, which tells me 3 cars stayed out. They're all led by that man. Evan Coleman in the number 51 will be the new race leader. So pit strategy now being coming in different now. So now we're going to see who made the right call, because now everyone's off sequence.
Closing in on halfway. Under caution for the second time here at Charlotte. Coverage continues in a moment. LSR TV and Sierra Sports, the virtual SNB Cup Series.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Back here is Charlotte, closing in on the halfway mark of the longest race of the season for the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. It is the Appalachian Holler Hunters 200 laps around America's home for racing, the virtual iRacing Charlotte Motor Speedway. There's the man that took the gamble, the Rowdy Energy, number 51. Evan Coleman, his Toyota, as well as these other drivers, including Brockton Packard in front of him in the number 24. They did not pit. Joshua Altus also did not pit. And, you know, Greg, he took advantage of track position there where he made his mistake earlier.
Wesley, Ross Tatum's coming back down pit road in the number 1. He was up in 5th position, had led far and away the most laps, and now just as the lights go off on the pace car, Ross Tatum's coming back down for more service. He was one of those guys who took fuel only. I'm wondering if we're going to see at least a 2-tire stop here. No, just putting a little bit more fuel in.
Wow, just more fuel. I'm wondering if he suffered a penalty.
Would not have been able to take fuel there.
So just making another unscheduled green flag before the green flag pit stop. Two stops there for the number 1. of Ross Tatum.
Giving up 5th position here to fall to the tail end of the lead lap, which will be 19th position. So now Ross Tatum going to have a lot of work to do to get up through the field, but we know he's got a lot of speed on that number 1 Coca-Cola machine. So plenty of time to do it too, as we're not quite to halfway yet. Coleman's still leading the way though now in the number 51, then Joshua Altus and Matthew Gilliams. Those are your 3 drivers that stayed out on that last pit stop cycle. Braxton DeWeese will now move into 4th position. Tyler Stooksbury, Matt Dyer, Tucker Wingo, Caleb Smith, Spencer Hardison, Rob Sherwood will be your top 10 on this restart. Green flag is out. Evan Coleman leads him to the green. We're underway.
Back underway with 25 laps to halfway and 125 remaining here tonight at Charlotte. Coleman, one of those drivers with the blue bar in the top 10 in the points, but remember, he wins this race. He makes now 8 different winners on the season and a $25 bonus, but he goes up the track. And Altus, the Daytona winner, like taking candy from a baby, will move to the lead in 94, and he'll carry DeWeese with him, the most recent winner on the series in the Daytona Road Course event.
Altus to the lead now. The 2 winners at Daytona, the Daytona regular and the Daytona Road Course winners, 1-2 on the track right now, as DeWeese tries to get a run with help from Gilliams.
Give him that spot.
Williams, the Darlington winner on throwback night, picked up the win in the 28, ran a Davey Allison inspired scheme as Altus leads the way, but DeWeese closing in now in the number 15 to try to make another run. The pole sitter, but hasn't had a whole lot of short run speed in the number 15 car in his racing setup. Now trying to go after Altus in that number 94 to try to get the lead, but he's got Gilliams. And how about Matt Dyer up to 4th? He was also able to get around Coleman.
Up the racetrack into 3 and 4. Here they come. Boy, they got antsy there. And clearing him is Altus, DeWeese, Gilliams. Remember Gilliams, the Darlington winner. And Matt Dyer, Greg, another stellar top 5 run for the 88.
So close, so many times as Dyer in the 88 as he now moves into the 3rd position with help from Tucker Wingo, who got caught up in that incident at the start of the race, had to take the fast repair for that damage on the right rear of the car after the contact with Keenan Massey, and now he has worked his way up into the top 5. In 4th now as the Hornet's Nest goes off into turn 3. Wingo to the inside of Dyer for 3rd. He's going to get the nose in front and move Wingo, the winner at New Hampshire, to 3rd.
The top 3 all winners on the series, looking for that $50 bonus if they are a first-time repeat winner. So many other good contenders in this mix. Coleman, Grant, Ely with the blue bars, trying to get that first win. And don't count out Dyer. Remember, those with the black, those not in the bold, are outside the top 10. But Greg, they can get a green bar as well. They can get a win. And by doing so, they punch their ticket into the postseason.
How big would that be for a guy like Matt Dyer right now in the number 88 on the outside looking in? Tyler Stooksbury in the number 19 on the outside looking in. Peterson, Sherwood, all these guys up here with the black bars looking for that first win of the season to punch their way into the playoffs. How big would that be for one of them who's on the outside looking in? Because then you only have 2 spots remaining in the playoffs, and those blue bars become even more crucial because next week there would only be 2 of them in that case. Right now, Grant, Ely, and Coleman are the drivers with the blue bar. Grant took the fast repair after that hit to the wall in the previous caution, he has already worked his way back up into the top 5 now in the number 5 for Pillsbury. But there you see Joshua Altus way up in front now of the field as they come by the complete lap number 82, make it 83 now for Joshua Altus in the 94. There he is, has not won since the season opener at Daytona, but has had speed, just hasn't had the luck to go his way. Looking for another win here tonight at Charlotte.
And remember, Braxton DeWeese was the Daytona Road Course winner, the most recent winner on the series. And understanding that Joshua Altus won the All-Star Fun Race.
No, DeWeese did. That was Braxton DeWeese.
Oh, Braxton DeWeese won the All-Star Fun Race. They did. Was it last week?
Yeah, they did.
But we didn't broadcast it.
Correct. What they did in place of the normally scheduled race, because of the issues with the iRacing server, they made it. They could have done the race, but odds are they would have only had 5 or 6 cars. And who wants to watch 5 cars go for 200 laps here at Charlotte? So what they did was they pushed that race back to tonight, and they did a special all-star race with a different car. They did the 2013 edition of the car, the old school Chevy on the track, and I believe the Ford, the original Fusion from 2013 Gen 6 was there as well. So they did that race instead, and Braxton DeWeese picked up the win in that one. We did not stream that race, but he did get the win and $50 to his credit as well.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything except bragging rights and money. Just like the All-Star race in NASCAR. And more money up for grabs if another driver in the green bold numbers win tonight. They get a $50 bonus from LSI TV. A repeat winner cashes in, they get $50. A new winner gets $25.
Tell you what, Joshua Altus might start looking in his mirror, because Jacob Grant is coming in at number 5 car. He has made his way up in the second, bringing Caleb Smith with him. There you see Grant in the 5, making a charge after Altus right now in the number 94. Jacob Grant, after using the fast repair here, after bringing out that last caution, trying to reel in Altus and make another run at it.
And here's something to think about as well. Altus struggled earlier in the race too. But for these cars in 1 and 2, doing well now. We approach the midpoint of the race.
Oh, 12 laps, I believe, 11 laps from halfway this time for Altus in the number 94. But Jacob Grant closing the gap little by little every lap down to under half a second. You can see it on screen now. It's really beginning to close in at number 5, trying to get up there and get the lead back. Remember, he's got the blue bar. You can see it on screen there. He has a blue bar. He wants to get up there into the playoffs. He wants to punch his ticket. A win tonight would do that for the number 5 of Jacob Grant. 10 to halfway now. Altus leading the way, but Jacob Grant, I believe he's the fastest car on the racetrack.
And look at Grant reeling in the 94. Altus better look out, because Grant is coming. Grant, razzle-dazzle to the inside, to the outside. And yes, a big thank you to our veterans. Inside, Grant, will he get him? Will he take it?
At the lap.
To the lead, number 5.
Clear him off into turn number 1. Jacob Grant to the lead now in the number 5. Altus in second. And now we're starting to see... Remember, Altus was one of those drivers that stayed out, so now we're starting to see the fresh tires versus old tires begin to come into play here as Grant's going to come by. About 8 laps difference on those sets of tires right there between Grant and Altus. Grant on 8 lap fresher tires.
Matt Dyer on pit road.
Dyer
Matt
comes
Dyer,
down
who was in the top 5, he is on the pit lane. Number 88.
hides into his pit stall.
Scheduled pit stop. 4 tires.
This could be scheduled. We've been seeing him around 5 or 30 laps into a run, and
That's right.
for Dyer, it was about 25 green flag laps. So yeah, it's coming up to pit stop time again for some of these guys, and for the guys who stayed out, like Altus and company, who stayed out on that one, they're going to be looking for it for sure. And something happened to Braxton DeWeese as well in the number 15. He has fallen back to 7th now in the number 15, trying to climb his way back up the leaderboard and get himself back in there. Not sure what happened to the 15 car, but boy, this run just has not gone DeWeese's way now.
Yeah, DeWeese falling back. He was in the top 3 earlier on the restart, and then now the Premier Group number 15 entry has fell all the way back for High Five Racing into the he's still in the top 10. He's in 7th though. Peterson in front of him, Wingo behind him. We are approaching halfway, and how about this? Grant and Ely, both drivers looking for wins. They're in the top 10, trying to now take positions 1 and 2 away, as we have Altus on pit road. Joshua Altus has pitted in the number 94.
Alta's going to pit from the 2nd spot, which leaves our top 2 now with blue bars, drivers who have yet to win a race to lock themselves in playoffs. Still trying to get it. They are in a playoff spot, but have not yet clinched like the drivers in green have. Second with 2nd place there, Jack Ely in the number 54.
Grant and Ely, the 5 and 54. They are 1 and 2. Hardison back to 3rd. Smith is 4th. Peterson in the top 5. 3 to halfway.
Grant still leading, still looking for that first win. And what a recovery after the hit to the wall earlier in the race for the 5 of Grant. Got to use the fast repair. Hey, you only get 1 in this series. Try to get yourself back in there. You get the mulligan here in this series, and Grant was able to use it to try to get himself back up there. The way he could be leading the halfway even after having to use the fast repair. 2 more laps till halfway.
And there is the 5. And it's ironic that he had those problems with Terry earlier, just around the midpoint of the first 100-lapper. Got involved in an accident, rallied and worked his way back to P1, and there you see him. 1 lap to halfway. Grant out in front. Toyota number 5 in his own world. They call him Pillsbury. And the driver looking to take the cross sticks this time by the man that it's his house, Greg, from Charlotte, North Carolina. The High Five Racing entry. Trying to come to the line and take halfway this time by.
Grant leading at the halfway point. Ely, Hardison, Smith, Braxton DeWeese back in the top 5. Trying to put pressure on Smith. That's High Five Racing versus CEM right there. But remember, they have that alliance where they kind of work together. A couple other cars calling out that they're coming in pit road, including Brockton Packard in the number 24. So we'll see the Shadow Racing entry on pit road this time, as well the 7 of Gardner and a couple others up in front of them, including Tucker Wingo. So now pit road beginning to become a very busy spot once again.
Halfway. Here they come on the pit lane. Tucker Wingo, the New Hampshire winner. 4 tires and fuel, green flag pit stops, and And there's been two separate occasions, Charles.
Here come your leaders.
Yeah, there's been two separate times where we've literally had caution flags right when green flag pit stops were going on. But here comes Grant. He'll give up the lead. Ely right behind him. Grant's mother passed away back in June. This is his house. This is his home track. What better fitting place would it be for him to win at Charlotte?
Fuel only on the 5 car, Wesley.
That's right. Yes, it
Gutsy
is.
Gutsy call after a green flag run.
And he stays on track in the top 10 and on the lead lap still. And there's the caution. There's the caution.
He just went a lap down right before the caution came out. I believe he will be the lucky dog. Possibly Tucker Wingo involved again in the number 99 for Baps Racing.
I don't know what the caution was for, guys. We're under yellow flag. Was there talks of a caution at halfway? I don't remember, so.
Oh. Hearing that it was
no, it is Wingo.
the number 99.
Let's see what happened. He's on the blend line down below the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Let's see if he made a mistake and lost it here. Changing his tires. You got cold tires, and there you see what happened.
There it is.
He lost it.
Right there is what triggered the caution, right there. Because he was under the blue line.
Oh, and he goes around again.
Yeah, when you're under the blue line like he was there, that won't trigger a caution. What triggered the caution is when he came up above that blue line and was on the racing surface. That's when the caution came out for the number 99 of Wingo. Just past halfway. And getting word that Jacob Grant had just been able to stay on the lead lap before the caution came out. That is huge, Wesley, because that gives the lucky dog to the 88 of Matt Dyer.
Yes, sir, it does.
And Grant, how big of a break is that? Because now he gets to come down and take tires.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I literally was looking at it when he exited off the racetrack and he was still on the lead lap in the top 10.
And then
right
right as the caution came out, the race leader, Spencer Hardison, in the 9 car went by.
Right.
I was still trying to process why in the world did Jacob Grant do fuel only on the number 5 car. You could not ask for a better break for Jacob Grant.
That's what you call a mulligan right there for the 5 this time around.
Absolutely. And he's had 2 of them now because he had the fast repair as well in the number 5 car.
105 of 200 laps, 95 remaining. The second half of the race underway. We're working our 4th caution flag of this event. And it's that scenario I kept talking about, Greg. Every time they come down to pit lane, it seems like we get a caution flag. Every time.
Every single time. We're going to take a quick break to thank another one of our sponsors. When we come back, we'll drop the green flag here at Charlotte. You're watching the SNB Cup Series on LSR TV and CRN Sports.
Oh, lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready for the field to come back inside the Toyota restart zone here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Hardison and DeWeese will be on the front row. Smith and Stewksbury making up row number 2. The field ready along with Tatum and Woods in the top 6, top 3 rows, side by side, 2 by 2 by 2, nose to tail. Pace car drops onto the pit lane. We're ready for the restart, and we're also gonna kick a little asphalt more, extended here at Charlotte. We're back to green.
Welcome back.
We're back to green
Charlotte.
here in Charlotte. Oh, the stories we have off air. And we are approaching lap 112 completed.
Maybe we're gonna have to.
Yep.
Maybe we're gonna have to do an LSR TV Patreon where you get
We talked
bonus.
about it. Yeah.
Well, we talked about podcast. Maybe Patreon. That's more where you'll get the race with the producer's mic open and you can hear everything that goes on here on an LSR TV broadcast. Yeah, that's pay-per-view right there.
Money ho. Yeah. All right. Spencer Hardison is leading the way. Caleb Smith. Yeah, we do. Lance DeWeese is in third. Tyler Stewksbury. Yeah, Braxton DeWeese. I keep thinking Lance DeWeese. Do you know where I got that from, Greg?
Because I'm sprint car driver.
He's one of the biggest sprint car drivers in the country. So when I think of DeWeese, I think of Lance DeWeese. But it is Braxton DeWeese. Yes.
He's won probably. I think he's the all-time winner at 3 different tracks in Pennsylvania, if I'm correct. Williams Grove, Port Royal, and Lincoln, right?
Lincoln Speedway. Here's right. Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. Just down the road from Gettysburg. And I've announced it all 3. Lap 116 of 100. Hardison is out in front. Yeah, virtually. Greg, Charles has.
I don't know how he's announced that Lincoln and Port Royal. That ain't on iRacing.
Williams Grove is, though, right?
Williams Grove is, yes. Yeah. We need Lincoln and Port Royal on here.
Yes, we do.
Hopefully we can. Man, Wesley, I'm keeping my eye. Look at Stewksbury in the number 19. Yeah. Running that Earnhardt tribute. He's in 4th right now. The 24 in front of him is a lap down. Brockton Packard. Actually, Packard is now 4 laps down. Something happened to the 24 on that last caution. He's now 4 laps down, but I'm keeping my eye on Stooksbury in the 19, having a nice quiet run up in the top 5. And also, here comes Ross Tatum in the number 1, trying to get himself back up into the mix as well. He's in the top 5.
And Hardison still out in front, leading the way as that goes on. Back into the corner. Here comes Grant. Here comes Tatum, side by side. This is for the top 5. And Sherwood, a great run for the 29, hanging back behind them.
Brock Packard in the number 24 just got one of his laps back under green. He had pitted on this green flag run after the restart. Packard came down pit road, and he is now unlapped himself under green. So Packard taking advantage of those fresh tires. Now, though, having to try to work his way back around and do it all over again as Hardison leads the way over Smith, DeWeese, Stooksbury, and Grant.
Back into turn 1. There you see Hardison. He leads the way. There's Stooksbury. Behind him is Grant. That's your top 5. Loose in, tied off. Look out. Grant to the inside. Stooksbury. This is for 4th. Tatum is there. Sherwood's there. 4-car battle. Behind Braxton DeWeese. 80 to go here at Charlotte.
Tatum to the outside of Grant, trying to get the spot back, as Grant was able to force the issue on the inside and get the spot for now, trying to go after Stooksbury, his teammate. Inside, this is for 4th. Top 3 have begun to break away a little bit. How about looking at Sherwood in the 29 also joining this battle here in the number 29. We talked about him just a few laps ago, Wesley, but he is back up here in the top 10, trying to get a nice run out of this.
Man, what a show they have put on. Up the racetrack goes Stooksbury. On the inside, Grant, Sherwood, and Tatum right behind one another. Side by side at full song. Across the stripe. On the outside looking in, there's Matt Dyer. Whoa, boy, Sherwood got a little loose there in front of Tatum. Tatum had to really get on the binders. By the way, coverage high above, presented by All American Pools. Boy, oh boy, watch this.
Hey, Wesley,
yeah.
Take a look at that top 5 and tell me what you notice. Anything?
They're all winners.
Mr. Producer,
top 3 are winners.
No.
Top 3 are winners, and then you got Grant, Stooksbury. They're all cars that had problems earlier.
All 5 drivers in the top 5 right now are part of that CEM High Five Alliance.
Yes.
Hardison, DeWeese, Grant, and Stooksbury are High Five, and then you got Caleb Smith, the CEM, in the number 12. So that alliance between CEM Motorsports and High Five Racing transferring over here from this one. Actually, excuse me. Hardison is with CEM Motorsports in the lead right now as DeWeese gets around Smith. Those are 2 teams that came over from another league that we broadcasted on LSR TV in the past. They came over to join this league, and they have been working together because of them racing together on Sundays. So now they're racing on Wednesdays. CEM Motorsports and High Five Racing formed that alliance, and now here they are between the 2 teams and the 8 drivers that entered for them tonight. You have all of them in the top 5 right now.
75 laps to go. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. Let's take a look at the sawblade.com top 5. Hardison, DeWeese, Smith, Grant, Stooksbury. Top 5. More coverage from Charlotte when we return. LSR TV and CRN Sports. The Appalachian Holler Hunters 300 for the SNB Cup Series.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you can just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees.yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Oh, look at this battle for the lead. We are back. Saw Blade top 5. There you see him. And this battle for the lead is heated. DeWeese looking the All-Star race winner last week. The winner of the Daytona Road Course. Trying to go for a hat trick, if you will. Trying to battle Hardison for the lead of the back straightaway.
Looking for the lead into turn number 3. And Wesley, we've talked about it, that we thought if DeWeese could finally break the ice, he would be difficult to beat from then on, because we thought the floodgates were going to open, and he's looking to prove it to us right now. The win at the Daytona Road Course, then that non-televised All-Star win last week at this racetrack in the older version of these Gen 6 Cup cars. Now going after it for the lead here in the 200 lapper. Just took the lead away from Hardison. Braxton DeWeese trying to go back on defense now, as Hardison going to slip up the track behind him. DeWeese able to clear off of turn number 4. Braxton DeWeese back to the lead here at Charlotte.
Well, there you go. Cross the start-finish line, back at a 1 and 2. And now Braxton DeWeese back to the point from Miamisburg, Ohio. Leads the way. Hardison in the number 2 spot. Grant is still there. What a run for Grant. After problems earlier in the race with Terry, he has fought his way to 3rd. Caleb Smith 4th. And Tyler Stooksbury. What a run for him in the top 5.
Stooksbury doing a nice job there. That tight end loose off, number 19. He's under pressure now from Matt Dyer in the number 88. The problem is Matt Dyer is a lap down in the number 88. Believe he came down pit road a few laps ago, Wesley, because he is on much fresher tires than everybody else. And Matthew Gilliams was on pit road a lap ago also in that number 28. So yeah, pit road is open once again. Drivers are beginning their pit stops, and this has been when we see the caution fly. Just about every time we've seen it tonight has been in the middle of green flag pit stops.
And I will say this again, Greg, they're going to have to pit again. This is not the last pit stop.
No, they still are going to need one more stop after this. I believe we're going to see the race leader on pit road this time as Braxton DeWeese makes the left turn on the pit road. And Jacob Grant going down with him, give the lead back to Hardison in the number 9. But first and third now on pit road, Deweese and Grant.
Look at them coming to the lane. In their marks, making their stops. There goes Deweese. He's on pit road now. He'll make his pit stop. Katie bar the door, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get good.
Artisan on pit road. That gives the lead to Caleb Smith in the number 12. And as he inherits the lead, Tyler Stooksbury going to take the lead now in the number 19. But he has to get back to the line to lead a lap. These top three cars nose to tail right now. Then it's about a second back to Ross Tatum. Looks like Stooksbury is going to stay out to lead a lap as Sherwood and Smith come down pit road, as does Tatum. Tyler Stooksbury now kind of the lone wolf now. He leads the lap.
Everyone hitting their marks. Here comes the rest of the cavalry on the pit lane. There goes Sherwood on pit lane. Ross Tatum is on the pit lane behind him. Zachary Stone. Hey, Greg, let's talk about Zachary Stone, the 83 car. What a job for him tonight. Oh, he ever shot his pit stall. But hey, other than that, it's been a good night for the driver of the 83 car.
Very quiet night for him in number 83, the teammate to Ross Tatum, Blackjack Racing. We talked about Tatum, of course. He led just about the entire first quarter of the race. Jonathan Woods on that team as well, Blackjack Racing. But a very, very nice night so far for the number 83 of Stone. He's another one of those guys, Wesley, who the luck has just not been there, as Tyler Stooksbury, your race leader now on pit road in the number 19. That should give the lead to Matt Dyer in the number 88, who already pitted in the number 88. So he's going to be able to hold on to the lead for quite a bit here in the number 88 as we get back going. So we'll see now what Dyer can do. Remember, he has been running very, very strong here this season. He's another one of those guys who might be able to steal a win before the end of this, and a win tonight would block him into the playoffs. And look at that bar, Wesley. It's black, which means he was not locked in to the playoffs, or he was not even in a playoff position. He was below the cut line entering tonight. A win here, he doesn't have to worry about that cut line. He moves straight into green with a win tonight.
Punch his ticket into that one. And while that goes on, this race continues as we still continue to see Matt Dyer now lead in the number 88 machine. First time tonight we've seen him be up in the front. Peterson in second, Joshua Altus, Matthew Gilliams, Braxton Deweese in the top 5. You've got 2 drivers that have never won on the SNB Cup Series, and behind them, through the top 10, 6 out of 10, all winners on the series, and 2 in the top 10 of the points. They've got a shot, Greg, as they go to the backstretch in 3.
Trying to just get a win, or some of these guys with the black bars, the guys like Dyer and Peterson, and then back to Sherwood. Grant, the lone wolf, sandwiched between 3 each on either side of drivers that have won the race. And then Tucker Wingo, Joshua Altus in the wall in the number 94. Then Tucker Wingo, he's going to be happy that he's already locked into the playoffs the way his race has gone in this number 99 car. 2 cautions tonight that he was involved in, and neither of them, well, going to say the first one not his doing. The second one, he kind of just broke loose there on pit exit. As you see Grant get a run to the inside now of Altus. So Jacob Grant showing a lot of speed right now, but he's going to have to try to reel in Braxton Deweese in the number 15, who has gotten around Peterson, as Grant's going to do the same there. Kind of slid up the track a little bit, and Peterson had to chase it up the track. Tyler Stooksbury just now was coming off pit road. There may have been a penalty on Stooksbury because he was on pit road about 5 laps before that. He's now being scored 3 laps down. There may have been a penalty on Tyler Stooksbury in the number 19.
Caution! Yellow flag is out.
We made it through that entire cycle.
56 laps to go. A visit by the Banana Republic flag and a problem by Brockton Packard in 24. Here's your Swaggy Wraps and Graphics replay.
Was this another one? Yes, just like what we talked about with Tucker Wingo, sliding there and right there. Oh, just enough of the car was up above the blue line to trigger a caution. Just barely enough of the car was above the line to trigger a caution. So now this changes stuff. We saw just about everyone come down the pit road on an identical situation earlier in the night. Now what are we going to see? Well, we're going to see just about everyone come down pit road once again.
Could this be the money stop? I don't think it could be yet, Greg.
No,
I really don't. 56 laps to go.
Still too early, but High Five Racing stayed out. Braxton DeWeese and Jacob Grant both stayed out, as did Spencer Hardison of CEM and Caleb Smith. So actually, we're about 50-50, a big-time mixed bag on pit road.
So, with that said, yellow flag out again. We are settling ourselves in for the nightcap for the shootout. What has been a very eventful event for the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300. New leader, Braxton DeWeese out in front. He won the Daytona Road Course. He won the All-Star race that was not broadcasted last Wednesday night on LSR TV. Looking down to win here in the 300-miler tonight in Charlotte. Trying to go for 3 wins in a row and a $50 bonus to boot. Take a look at the sawblade.com top 5. We'll come back after a break. We'll settle the score here at the virtual Charlotte at America's Home for Racing.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland of CRN Sports, one of the co-founders. I'm also one of the announcers on Live Sim Racing, LSR TV. We've recently partnered with LiveSimRacing.com to become the official radio partner of all of the esports events. What is CRN? Well, first off, we're going to be covering esports like it's never been done before with our MRN, PRN type radio atmosphere like you experience with NASCAR. In addition to that, we will cover the Northwest Trucking Cup Series, the Northwest Tour, and of course special events and sanctions like swag and special events like 6 Hours at Daytona and so much more. It's very simple to check out the racing action, whether on LSR TV, on Facebook and YouTube, or by listening. And that's how I want to help you real quickly. Go up simply to the website, wearecrn.com, wearecrn.com, click play, and you are set. It's that simple. We're excited to be the voice of Live Sim Racing. We are CRN. Follow us at crn.com.
Back here at Charlotte, we're ready to settle the score here in this event for the SNB Cup Series. It's 53 laps to go. Greg Rance, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten. Peter, the pace car driver, Barney, the flagman. We're ready here for the restart. And Greg, it's suffice to say, as we prepare to come back to green, Braxton DeWeese is on a wealth of momentum.
Win at the Daytona Road Course. Win in the non-televised All-Star race here this past week at Charlotte. Looking for second win of the season. $50 on the line if a repeat winner is crowned tonight as the green flag falls. DeWeese trying to break away from his high-five teammate Jacob Grant before you got two CEM drivers right there. Make it three. Matt Dyer there as well. He's in CEM. He's trying to get a run up. Dyer showing a lot of speed in the 88 car on fresh tires, trying to move his way back up through the field.
Boy, what a job for him. Artisan back up there. Look at Matt Dyer on the inside, powering his way for that spot. And he will take it. Put Dyer to third. He is looking. Here's a statistic. You like stats, Greg? Here is a quick statistic on the driver. That is Matt Dyer. He is looking for 3 straight races where he has been on the podium for third place. Could tonight be the night? And you could rest assured he wants more as he closes in on Hardison and Grant and even now Dyer looking for the leader. Braxton DeWeese as they go into turn 1.
Trying to get a run on the outside. No, coming up short this time. Going after DeWeese.
Wow.
Back stretch into turn number 3. He's going to try the inside this time.
Trying to make that run. He is. He's trying. He'll go to the lead. Understanding from our producer. Yes, understanding from the producer, he's got a lot more saved up tires than on DeWeese's car, and he shows it. 88, Matt Dyer. Could tonight be the night? He's the leader.
Dyer leads. DeWeese second.
What a
Grant,
job
Smith,
for Matt
Hardison. How about the 96 of Peterson as well? He's having a good run in that number 96, trying to break into the top 5 right now, going after Hardison.
Matt Dyer. Could tonight be the night for him? Will he make it the 8th different winner on the series? And we are under 50 laps to go. 47 remaining when they come to the stripe.
Dyer trying to break away from the rest of the field. They are getting hairy back here from second on back. Look at the freight train that is trying to get organized to try to reel in Matt Dyer and mount a run, being led by Grant and DeWeese. But now they're beginning to fan out there as Altus to the inside of Peterson will get the spot. Tries to get a 2-for-1 on Hardison. Can't make the pass there that time. Now he's going to get a run off of turn number 4 to move back into the top 5. Hardison going to try to pinch him down to the bottom. Hardison able to hold on to the spot that time.
Dyer is the new leader. He has not won on the SNB Cup Series this year after 3 podium finishes. Could tonight be the night for that man? Suffice to say, we have had our words with each other in the past. I told him one night, point blank, Greg, on another series that we used to cover on Sunday nights, the Adrenaline iRacing League, I used to say, you know, he'd say, man, you never talk about us. You never promote us. Well, you want us to talk about you? Get up there and do something. Make me see something to talk about to promote you. And I'll be darned if the following week, Greg, if he didn't come close to winning at Talladega. And now he has just got better and better and better. And Matt Dyer looking down the home stretch to win here on the SNB Cup Series to make 8 different winners in 8 races. You want to talk about some damn great virtual competition? This series provides it every hump day night.
Dyer trying to get the win for CEM Motorsports. 2 wins on the year for CEM. Those came from Spencer Hardison at Kansas, and then most recently Caleb Smith at Dover. with the wins for CEM. Matt Dyer trying to become the third member of that team to visit victory lane here this season. But he's got high five behind him right now in Grant and Deweese trying to reel him in. Then you find Joshua Altus in the number 94. Actually just got around Braxton Deweese and is now going after Grant for second. MP Motorsports, the Daytona winner, trying to get up there and make a run for it is Altus. His teammate Gilliam's also a winner at Dover. Braxton Deweese, winner for High Five, and Tucker Wingo, winner for BAMP Motorsports. Or BAPS Racing Enterprise, excuse me. I forgot they changed the name. Watch Grant in the number 5. What a run he has had. Up in third right now, trying to get back around Joshua Altus, but he is trying to pull away from him and catch up to Dyer, but as the laps tick away, it's going to become more and more difficult because we're closing in. We got 41 laps to go this time.
So impressive. As Matt Dyer continues to be out in front, there is a frantic of activity behind them, led by Woods. Deweese now has fallen all the way back inside the top 10 to 7th. And here comes Evan Coleman, the Rowdy Energy number 51. There he is, the black 51. Starting to reel in Deweese for that spot. This is for 7th. Williams has now moved up to 8th and 9th with Coleman and Smith the top 10. Contact! Deweese up the hill! Contact with Coleman. He'll save it, but he lost ground. Here comes Gilliams, licking his chops on the inside. He'll go for that opportunity, and he's about to get sandwiched by 3 more cars of Terry and Smith in 3.
Trying to make a run. The outside and clear, and he will. So Deweese trying to settle things down now, but he is back to 9th. We know the car has a lot of long run speed in it, but is there enough time left? Even if this thing goes through to the checkered, I think this is too much of a gap for Deweese to overcome. I think he's going to need a caution.
And while that goes on, here comes that 15 to the bottom. Deweese back on the offensive and now back on defense, if you will, as he has Gilliams on the outside, as well as Terry. Impressed with Terry and the run he has right now in the top 10. While that goes on, Matt Dyer, a driver that is not in the top 10. He is a driver that has struggled for most of the start of the season, but in the last 4 weeks has got better and better and better, and it shows. And now he has set sail 1.2 seconds and more, the interval over Joshua Altus, the Daytona winner. Peterson third, Tatum in 4th, and Woods the top 5. But Greg, they've got to pit one more time. There's a money stop coming. I believe it'll be around lap 175 to 180 is when I predict they come to pit lane.
That's 10 to 15 laps away when you think we're going to see him on pit road for what should be the final time. Trying to keep track of how many pit stops they've made. I believe they've made 5 through the night, so I believe, Wesley, they have 2 sets of tires left on pit road. So
yes,
we should be good to go, as you're going to see right
Matt
there.
Dyer, 7
That's the
times.
number of pit stops. So Dyer might be out of tires unless he pitted 4 tires every single time, or he did a couple splash and goes, which you've seen a couple of tonight.
That's right. That's right.
Wondering just how many sets of tires these guys have left. As you see, 7, some 6s, and some 5s mixed in there.
But Greg, if you're Matt Dyer, you are going to do any and everything you can to win this race. Bottom
Absolutely,
line, you are not going to throw it away. I would even say he comes down to the for splash and go.
Think so?
Maybe.
Have to see. Dyer, Altus, Peterson up in third. Great run for Zach Peterson in the 96, looking for his first podium of the season. Then Jonathan Woods and Ross Tatum, your top five. Tatum led almost the entire first quarter of the race, has been quiet since then. Now here he sits in the 5th position, trying to make his way back up here at the end of this one.
Got a feeling within the next 10 to 15 laps, as we said, Greg, they're going to come to pit lane. There's Tatum, 5th right now. Strong in the beginning. Altus in the 2nd spot, the 94. Remember the problems he had earlier in this race. Rallied back. Look at Peterson. Look at Woods. These drivers, so proud of them, virtually. What a great top 5 run they have right now, Greg, as we have come to the home stretch.
Fantastic stuff out of both Peterson and Woods. But like you mentioned, Wesley, still one more round of pit stops. And just about every single round of green flag pit stops, we've seen a caution. Does that trend hold steady for the final one?
Will it happen? That's the question. 30 laps go. 30 to go. Normally we take a break, 25 remaining. We will take one more break right now because I got a feeling pit stops are going to be interesting and we have a wild shootout coming out. A quick break. Quickly, and we will take you to the checkered flag here at Charlotte, the SNB Cup Series. Ballblade top 5 and Matt Dyer looking to cash in to be the first-time winner of the SNB Cup Series to make the 8th different winner on the series.
We got pit road. We got pit
and we
stops.
got pit road. Skip the pit stops. They're coming to skip the commercials. We got pit stops. Here we come.
Ross Tatum on pit road with damage on the right rear of the 1 car.
Wow.
Not sure when that happened. 2 tires.
Here comes
for
Altus.
Tatum.
Altus is in.
Coming down.
He gave up 2nd. Deweese is in pit lane. Grant's on pit lane. Terry on pit lane. Hardison on pit road. Sorry,
right,
we're talking on top of each other. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, Tatum took 2 tires. I wonder if anyone else is going to try. You see Wingo on pit road, not having the night he wanted. We're going to watch your pole sitter Deweese slide into pit road. There's Hardison right behind him. Right
and here comes the
going
leader.
Up.
Dyer's in. Dyer's in.
There's Matt Dyer. Gives the lead to Evan Coleman in the 51.
Boy, I had a feeling they would be coming to the pits between laps 70 and 75. Lap 170, 175 is what I meant. Sorry. There they are. Coleman, now the new leader, but he's got a pit. Cycle back around. Dyer, he'll take on 4 tires and fuel. He will now fall to 4th. Coleman's the leader. Only 3 cars on the lead lap. 3 cars on the lead lap, Greg.
We believe Matt Dyer is going to cycle through the race lead once this is all said and done.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Coleman.
Wow, Tatum passed him.
Actually, sounds like Tatum got around him. Yeah, Tatum did get around him. Remember, we think Tatum took 2 tires.
There goes Dyer on the block on the inside. Yes, he is. Matt Dyer on defense because Ross Tatum is the new offensive leader in the 1 car.
He's the net race leader. Still Coleman, Sherwood, and Gilliams have to pit, though. Jack Ely in the 54. Not sure if he's been down pit road yet, but he's up in front of these guys as well. Got to confirm that the 54 has not been down pit road. The Baps Racing Enterprises driver. Still searching for that first win of the season for him as well. There's Tatum behind him. As your race leader on pit road, Evan Coleman in the 51 makes the left turn.
And you knew he had to give up a lead. He will do so. Man, what a story. So many storylines right here as it comes down to the end. As it comes down to the wire. Who will it be? All of these different storylines that are taking place. And now Robert Sherwood in the lead of the 29. He's not won on the series. Gilliam's in second. He's won. He won at Darlington. Tatum in the 1 car. He's got a series win. And Matt Dyer trying to continue to pull an upset. He's in 4th.
In 4th. But that will be the battle for the race lead once Sherwood and Gilliams come down pit road. It'll be Tatum and Dyer going for the race lead. They're 27 seconds back right now with the race leaders Sherwood and Gilliams, who are both on pit road. Or actually, Gilliams is on pit road, Sherwood not. So the 28 of Gilliams down pit road into number 28. That'll leave just the 54 of Ely and the 29 of Sherwood as the drivers that have yet to pit.
And Sherwood is in the wall. Sherwood, the leader in the wall. He has got damage. He's pancaked the right side of the 29, and he'll come down the pit lane. Cycle back around with 23 to go. Ross Tatum and Matt Dyer, Joshua Altus, the top 3 now. And, oh, yeah, Matt Dyer inside of Ross Tatum. He's looking for the lead. Gregory off turn 4.
Tatum looking to hold on, but here comes Dyer. At the line, Dyer gets the lead.
Lap car is a pick in the way of Stewksbury. Pinched in is Tatum. Matt Dyer to the lead. Tatum wants it back.
2-lap tire difference here in this one. As Tatum crosses back over on Dyer. Battle for the race lead. As they come by this time, they will inherit the lead. Who will lead the lap?
Wow.
It'll be Dyer.
Dyer
21 laps to go.
Let's take that quick break. The Saw Blade top 5, after a cycle of pit stops, sees Matt Dyer looking for his first win on the SNB Cup Series and maybe in his iRacing career. But Tatum, Altus, all behind. Previous winners trying to pull an upset. Charlotte, the finish when we come back.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
So here we go. Final 20 laps. Greg Rance, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten in the production chair. And great production work by Charles, saying, this is why I didn't want to go to break. I wanted to show you the pit stop and what a story they were. And now Matt Dyer cycles back around, got around Tatum, and he has opened up his lead to 1.4 seconds back. Ross Tatum, Matt Dyer, Greg, looking for a win. He's hungry.
We're about to see a battle for second between Tatum and Altus because Altus has caught up to Ross Tatum. Ooh, Tatum throwing a block in the 1. And Altus doors him into turn 3. Altus letting him know he did not appreciate that, and Tatum goes in the wall.
Saves it off the wall. He saved it off the fence, but he lost all that momentum, and Altus will go to second.
Ross Tatum doing what he had to do there to try to hold on to his position through the block, and Altus let him know he didn't appreciate it. Jonathan Woods trying to reel in Tatum now for third.
Off of turn 4, Altus. Look at that 3-car battle there. Tatum back on the defensive, battling Woods, battling Deweese.
Jacob Grant there as well.
And while that goes on, Grant is pulling away from Tatum.
Stewksbury in the wall. Stewksbury in the wall, right behind the leader.
No caution yet. No
Stay
caution.
green. We stay green.
15 to go.
Tyler Stooksbury in the number 19. This is going to be another one of those what-if races because he had just inherited the lead for a couple of laps in that number 19. Got a penalty on pit road. Now mired 4 laps down, hitting the wall. Tyler Stooksbury, another heartbreak for him tonight. Going to still be looking for that first win. He has had a lot of speed in the number 19, the tight end loose off Toyota, as you check in with his teammate Braxton DeWeese, who is in 4th now, trying to get around Jonathan Woods in the 10. Oh, Peterson! Peterson got the ball off of turn 4. No caution. I think we're going to be able to stay green. Peterson's got to get out of the back up. Well, that could have been bad.
Back straight away into 3. Dyer, Altus, Woods, DeWeese there. This is for 3rd.
Dyer's still pulling
and
away.
Grant's right there with him in the 5.
That's the best battle on the racetrack. Woods, DeWeese, and Grant. Ford and 2 Toyotas going for it right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. DeWeese trying to get on the podium for High Five Racing. Jonathan Woods representing Blackjack Racing. 10 trying to hold on to a podium. BEM Motorsports is Matt Dyer leading the race and pulling away. It's now up to 2.5 seconds over Joshua Altus. 11 to go at the line as here comes DeWeese to the inside.
And look at DeWeese sizing up Woods. And while that goes on, Greg, 2.5 seconds the interval for Matt Dyer. And I have to say this, and I said this during commercial break, and I'm not afraid to say it on the broadcast. Greg, I would love to see Matt Dyer win this race.
He has been so fast for the last month or so in the number 88, putting it together. Podiums in the last few races for Dyer. Trying to break through, get that win, become the 3rd driver for CEM Motorsports to break in. And look at that bar by his name, Wesley, as there's now 10 laps to go. It's black. We talked about that earlier. Dyer, not above the playoff cut line right now. He is below the playoff cut line. If he can hold on for 10 more laps, that goes straight to green.
And that's an automatic bid in to the postseason, which is, by the way, 4 races away after tonight. Caution! Oh, my goodness! Caution with 10 to go! This changes everything!
The entire race just got put on its lid.
Matthew, is that Gilliams?
That's Helms, Robbie Helms in number 18.
Helms in the 18.
Saw some smoke up in front of him.
That was Woods.
Woods. 3 wide.
Oh, Stooksbury in the wall. Oh, Woods got tagged.
Pick up Tyler Stooksbury here.
This all started with Stooksbury in the 10 of Woods. Watch this. They're coming off turn 4.
DeWeese still trying to get his way around Woods right there. I believe DeWeese is going to get the run right here to the inside, and this is going to be crucial. Oh, there was contact between DeWeese and Woods. Woods was able to save it. And then they go 3 wide and right there.
And then there you see the 18 with nowhere to go and got collected.
And everybody's on pit road except for Matt Dyer. Dyer, I do not think had a set of tires left. I don't think Matt Dyer had another set of tires on pit road. Zach Peterson and Cody Terry stay out with him. Everyone else coming in.
So, Greg, could you say Matt Dyer is a sitting duck, or he just pitted less than 15 laps ago? He's still got a good set of tires. What do you think?
I think sitting duck. I think he's got too many laps on his tires to be able to defend these guys. See what happens when we go green. Joshua Altus wins the race off of pit road in the number 94. No, he did not win the race off pit road. Braxton DeWeese got it. Looks like Braxton DeWeese won the race off of pit road. The number 15. 3 cars in front of him. Altus now coming back around, so we'll see where they fall in line with each other. But there's your race leader, Matt Dyer. 8 laps to go. Shootout time at Charlotte. Braxton Deweese won the race off of pit road. It is confirmed. So this is going to change the entire complexion of this race. I believe that the 12 of Caleb Smith also stayed out. Couple more drivers coming down pit road now. Yeah, Smith stayed out as well in the 12. So that's going to be 4 drivers that did not come down pit road.
Well, well, well. 7 laps to go. And this has got good.
All right, race fans are watching at home. Pick a car, pick a driver, pick a number, because this is about to get wild here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The final few laps. Shootout time. And Wesley, have we seen the last caution?
Oh, man, I don't know. I would say yes. I would say yes. I really do. I think once these guys get going, they normally string out and they finish the race.
Yeah,
so I would say yes.
They've been good on the restarts, so I believe we are going to be good from here on.
But here's the thing. We're under 10 laps to go. All bets are off.
Yeah, it's time to go for it now. There's no more hanging back waiting for your opportunity. No, your opportunity is now. Does Dyer have enough of a cushion with 3 cars behind him that also stayed out? Does he have enough of a cushion over them to hold off the likes of Deweese and Altus and company back there?
Well, I will just tell you this. If they run down Matt Dyer is going to do any and everything he can to hold them off. Bottom line. Katie, bar the door. It's about to get good here at Charlotte virtually.
Lights are out on the pace car. Lights are on at the racetrack. Lights
yeah, that's another thing we didn't talk about. Was this race started in the daytime and it transitioned into night, just like the way the Coca-Cola 600 is. And look at the track temperature. We started at what, 72, and the track temp was at 74. Now the track temp is at 76.
And Wesley, look what else. Matt Dyer elected to go to the outside in the number 88. Take the outside line for this restart. First leader all night long to do that.
The leader does have the option to choose the inside or outside. He chose the outside. Will it pay off? This is going to be good. Matt Dyer on the outside lane. He's the leader. Zachary Peterson to the inside. Cody Terry in 22. Caleb Smith in 12. Then you have a hungry pack of wolves of Altus, Deweese, Grant, Coleman, Hardison, Gilliams, Gardner, Sherwood, Tatum, and a partridge in a pear tree this holiday season, ready to swallow up Matt Dyer. Can he hold on? The pace car drops on the pit road. They're making their way back to the Toyota restart zone. 5 laps to go to settle it. And they're wrecking. They're racing again, and they are wrecking again.
That's going to bring
Big
a
crash.
caution.
Hardison's involved. Grant's involved. Williams is involved.
Caution.
And no caution
Now
yet.
the caution.
Now they throw the yellow.
Caution.
Holy cow. Wow.
And most of the drivers that had pitted on fresh tires, they were all caught up in it. Taking a look at the restart.
Look at this.
Deweese
Holy
and
man.
Terry. And all those drivers.
Greg, I said it, bud. This is the end. We knew this was going to happen.
All the drivers who came down to get fresh tires, they were all caught up in that.
Watch this again. Above, replay presented by aerial coverage of All-American Pools. And Matt Dyer, what a restart. He got away from everybody and then wrecked. Wrecked is Terry. Peterson wrecked. 96 spun the tires, and it caused everyone to check up from there. Grant wrecked. Williams wrecked.
This will send us to overtime.
The only one that's licking his chops that he got a good opportunity on, Dyer, is the 12 of Caleb Smith.
Yeah, wait and see who all will settle in here once this is all said and done, what the lineup will be. Looks like...
I wonder who we can ride on board with. Who could we ride on board with on in-car that was in that wreck? Let's ride with Grant in the 5 car because he was amongst all that chaos. Let's look at extended replay here of what happened with the 5 car. And let's watch this extended swag instant replay and what has been a change of events, this final shootout restart.
Gotta go back quite a bit here to get this. We still gotta go back a little bit more.
Here we go. Watch this. On board amongst the guys. Look out. And you notice he cleared it, and then he got tagged, and then he got hit. Wow.
Set this up to the finish now.
Well, this is definitely going to be an interesting shootout right here. Coming up. Man, oh man. Overtime.
Waiting on official word to see how many overtime attempts we will have. I believe we will find out. 3 overtime attempts.
There is 3 attempts of overtime. There's 3 attempts of a green-white checker. If the leader takes the white flag, next flag ends the race. If they wreck and the caution comes out before then, on 2 occasions, they'll reset the field and they will go again.
Wesley,
on the 3rd attempt.
Braxton Deweese has been given an EOL penalty. He is going to the tail end of the field.
Oh, wow. What did Braxton do?
Braxton was caught up in the start of that.
Wow. What heartbreak. But hey, I mean, it's down to this. It's going to be this way. And I got a feeling, Greg, now that we have 3 attempts at a green-white checker, I think they're going to wreck again.
3 attempts at it.
They might surprise me. They might surprise me. But I don't think this is over.
14 cars on the lead lap. If they get back to the line and take the white flag, then the next flag ends the race.
That's right.
3 attempts at it.
3rd attempt, wreckers or checkers. 3rd attempt, if they take green, then there's a caution. The race is considered official. And Greg, we had something like that happen in this series. I believe it was New Hampshire when Tucker Wingo won.
3 green-white checkers.
And on the 3rd green-white checker, there was a caution. And the race was considered called. The lights are off on the pace car. Overtime at Charlotte.
This time Dyer
ready
has
to go
selected
here.
the inside, it looks like.
Man, oh man. That Dyer will take the inside for the restart. Better get Caleb Smith right there to his outside. He better close in on him. This isn't Dixie double file restarts. This is side by side.
Teammate Caleb Smith
does have his teammate with him. Will he help him? Or will Caleb Smith look for his win on the series? In the 12. See the ticker on the upper left. You see the drivers in green. Whenever it pops back up, Those are the drivers that have won races, 7 different winners in the 8 events. Drivers that are in blue are in the top 10. You got a guy of Matt Dyer that is not bold at all. But if he wins, he goes up to green, as you said, Greg. Overtime, number 1 at Charlotte, and Matt Dyer's on the gas and gone.
Dyer able to get going on that restart.
Smith has already won a race on the series. Will he help out Matt? Right now he has hung out and he's battling with Peterson. Coleman back straightaway. Remember, leader takes the white flag. Race is official. They're in 3, Greg.
Coming the white flag. Peterson in the wall.
Oh,
They're breaking behind.
trouble. Look out, Peterson.
Caution, they didn't get back to the line.
Crashes, Coleman, Grant. Caution, overtime 2 coming up. It's not over.
Not over yet, and this entire race, it's turned on its lid again.
Wow.
Right there's the initial contact.
What a battle. It is not over. Look at that. Matt Dyer thinking to himself, I was so close, yet far away. Greg, it's this instrument, this format, I believe, causes these types of races.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. Second attempt at a green, white, checkered.
And we will try it again. After a quick cleanup, nobody is coming to pit road.
No,
You have
it is
lost
on
your.
from here.
You've lost it if you come to pit road. Like Charles said the other night. Prove me wrong. Matthew Gilliam's on pit road, but he's smoking. He's got Cheech and Chong riding with him. Junk in his trunk and in his up in smoke. So I'm understanding that Matt Dyer, the 2-tire stop before, or Caleb Smith took a 2-tire stop. So he has 2 fresh and 2 old. So he might have a little bit more warmer tires, saved up tires than Matt Dyer. But Greg, here's something to think about, bud. When you go under caution, that lets your tires cool off. That lets everything settle out. Oh yeah, Matt Dyer. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. Look at the way he's swerving back and forth, making sure those tires are clean.
Here's something else to think about, Wesley. The 12 and the 88 are
Hardison
teammates.
smoking in 9.
12 and the 88 are teammates for CEM Motorsports. Will that come into play
And
at
Caleb Smith has already got a win.
all? Yeah, will that come into play at all?
Well, we noticed on the last restart attempt of overtime number 1 that Peterson got caught up with Smith and Smith got hung back. Could not hang with Matt Dyer. Overtime number 2, same as the first. Second verse, same as the first, held the green. The leader takes the white flag. Race is official. Caution comes out before he crosses the scoring loop at the start-finish line. We go to a third and final overtime. Then whatever happens in the third overtime is how it stands. And the chat box is rather interesting right now. Pillsbury calling somebody a expletive clown on that last restart.
So it's definitely getting interesting. Drivers not happy with the way that last restart went. And that goes back to the 12 of Smith kind of hanging back there on that restart. A lot of drivers were not happy with how that one went.
And you got a car in Hardison, Spencer Hardison, who does have a win on the series, but he is smoking, and he still stays on the racetrack. Lights are off on the pace car. Overtime number 2 coming up next time by.
Air leads, Smith in second, Christian Gardner third, and again Smith hanging back here in this one.
Ready for the restart. Smoking car. The smoking gun. 9 of Spencer Hardison. Matt Dyer for CEM Motorsports. Yes. Go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry, bud.
Dyer for CEM. And Smith, his teammate in the 12.
1 and 2.
Gardner up to third after being pinned a lap down in the early stages. Hardison is going to make it down on the pit road.
In. Hardison's out. He cannot make it. The 9. Understanding the 9 just hand grenaded the motor. He hand grenaded the engine. He is out. Overtime number 2, Toyota restart zone, and Matt Dyer again flawlessly pulling away from Smith and Moore on the restart. Here comes Smith on the inside. He's going to play blocker on Gardner and company in 2.
Gardner settling down in the third. Ross Tatum and Rob Sherwood up there now, 4th and 5th, trying to make it back to the line, but Smith to the inside into number 12, trying to get a run on his teammate Dyer. Dyer going to shut the door.
Whoa, contact!
Gardner in the wall.
Gardner's in the wall. Tatum out of nowhere.
And we're going to have another caution. We're going to have a third attempt.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Wow. For the second time in our series, there will be a triple overtime. Look at this. 7, Gardner plowed off of Sherwood. Sherwood goes spinning. And while that went on, how about the 1 of Ross Tatum licking his chops, ready to pounce like a coiled cobra, and he was closing in on Caleb Smith and Matt Dyer at the white, which quickly became yellow. And Greg, we will have to do this one more time, my friend.
This will end a race. Dyer and Smith 1-2, and then Tatum, Sherwood, Braxton, Weiss back to 5th.
What a show. What a race these men have put on.
Jack Ely will get the lucky dog, and we will restack them for one more shot for this race. Dyer on the old tires, then Smith. Ross Tatum to 3rd. What will he do on this restart? Nyon Tatum, we know he's not afraid to get aggressive on the restarts. What will he do? Rob Sherwood and Braxton DeWeese, your top 5.
Matt Dyer thinking to himself, what do I have to do to win this thing? So many times on the restarts, he's been there. Greg, here's something I just thought about. Could they be in fuel trouble?
Possibly. The 88 might be in fuel trouble. Been a while since he's been on pit road. I think these caution laps are helping him. I think he will be good, but he might have been flirting with it there. Final restart. Coming up here tonight. Dyer, Smith, Tatum, Sherwood, Deweese, Harry, Altus, Coleman, Massey, Ely, your top 10. 10 cars on the lead lap for this final restart.
Matt Dyer looking to be one of those drivers that are outside the top 10 in the points. The win punches his ticket in to the postseason. And jubilation for the 88, because I don't think Matt Dyer has ever won an event on iRacing. Not any iRacing events that I've heard this year. Charles has a little bit better relationship with Matt than we do, besides on the broadcast side of things. Charles, would this be his first career win for iRacing?
He's won races in the past, just not any that LSR TV.
Not any that we've covered.
Streamed.
Not any that we've covered.
Just about everyone on here has won at least one race at some point in their career. I mean, heck, I've even won races here on iRacing, just none have been televised. Lights are out on the pace car.
Matt Dyer from Santa Rosa, California. Trying to win after a third overtime attempt in the longest race of the season for the SNB Cup Series in the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300. The lights are extinguished on the pace car. We are ready for third and final shootout. You've got Team CEM Motorsports. Teammates Matt Dyer, Caleb Smith, who's won a race. He's got a green bar on the front row. Ross Tatum. Kane charging hard there, Greg, before the caution after Gardner and the other car wrecked. Could we see the red one pull in there? He's going to be behind the leader of Matt Dyer when we come back for the restart.
Tatum going to be looking to break up the teammates up front. Dyer and Smith. Getting set.
And
final restart.
Yeah. And Robert Sherwood, what a run for him. Look at Braxton DeWeese. He's back up there. Cody Terry's up there. Joshua Altus back up there. And Grant with a car looking like a modified in the top 8. We're back to green in the Toyota restart zone. Third, final attempt at overtime. And Matt Dyer is going again.
Matt Dyer breaks away. I'm curious what's going to happen here between Tatum and Smith. Smith able to get down in front. Tatum tries to get a run. Here comes DeWeese in the 15.
Here he comes.
But it's all Matt Dyer up front. But
Yes,
Smith
sir.
is closing in.
There's the 88. He exits off 4. If there's a caution or he takes the white flag, race is official. CRN, 1 to go. Matt Dyer with his teammate Smith behind him. Here comes Tatum. Here comes DeWeese. One more time at Charlotte into turn 2.
Tatum's going to split the middle. He's going up the middle. We're 4
My
wide.
goodness,
4 wide for the win.
Look at DeWeese on the bottom. 4 wide. Someone
He gets them all.
Matt Dyer. Tatum in the wall.
DeWeese is going to do it.
Oh,
Braxton
my
DeWeese
goodness.
back to back. They all wreck behind him.
It is
Oh, my goodness.
Braxton DeWeese winning here at Charlotte. Are you kidding me? What a finish. I've about lost my voice. Oh, my goodness.
Matt Dyer
Wow.
second, Rob Sherwood third, and Dyer not happy with DeWeese on the backstretch.
Wow,
Tempers are flaring between the allies. High Five and CEM. Tempers are flaring here between them.
Holy cow. Braxton DeWeese comes out of nowhere on a 3 and 4 wide move and will win this race. I don't know if you can celebrate after this one.
Back to back.
Back to
For
back to
Braxton
back.
DeWeese.
And by the way, a $50 bonus going to him as he is the first repeat winner of the series. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Results here in Charlotte.
Braxton
And
DeWeese
again, the word is unofficial because I believe the SNB Cup Series officials are reviewing the finish of this race. Braxton DeWeese is the winner officially. Matt Dyer is second. Robert Sherwood, what a run for him in third. Keenan Massey fourth. Ely in the top 5. Smith, Coleman, Altus, Terry. What a race in the top 10 tonight.
Zachary Stone in the 11th spot. Brockton Packard, Christian Gardner, Matthew Gilliams, Spencer Hardison, Jacob Grant, Zach Peterson, Jonathan Woods, Robbie Helms, Tyler Stooksbury, your top 20. Tucker Wingo and Cody Fournette round out the field.
So there is a lot of on with the SNB Cup Series and the officials on this finish. Greg, before we go to break, Charles, can we show the finish one more time? Way too far back. My goodness, but you better go back and hit the rewind when this race goes off the air because holy cow. Oh my goodness. You know, Greg, I thought that and still the Michigan race for the Northwest Cup Series was a pretty darn good one on Monday night. But this one for the SNB Cup Series about takes the cake. Another stellar wild finish here at Charlotte.
That was a wild one, and I'm sure we're going to have a very, very entertaining post-race show. When we come back, we'll interview your top 3 and get the thoughts of all of them. You're watching the SNB Cup Series on LSR TV and CRN Sports.
Woo! Welcome back from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the virtual America's home for racing, the SNB Cup Series wild race for round number 8. And finally, a new repeat winner on the series. It is the driver, Braxton DeWeese, finally being the first repeat winner. He's got 2 wins now and 3 wins, counting a non-points, non-broadcasted all-star race last week. And we'll talk to him, 5-5 Racing in a moment. But first, third place, Robert Sherwood in the 29. Robert, your take on this event, bud. What a job for you in the 29 car. right amongst all the crazy action here down the home stretch. What a good job on the podium.
Yeah, that was a crazy finish. First off, I hate it for the 88 car. He did a really great job with his strategy all night. He was fast, and I know it kind of hurts for him to lose that one. That last corner was insane. I mean, all it took was the all four of them spinning, and I win the race. So it could have gone any number of ways. But fantastic night for us. We tried to stay out, catch a couple cautions. It didn't work out, but in the end, come home with the top 3, and I think that's fantastic for us.
Rob, tell us about what goes through your mind when you see them 4 wide for the race win coming to the checkered. What goes through your mind when you're seeing that and you're like, oh boy, this is about to get hairy. And if I can get through, if all 4 of them have an issue, I'm right in the catbird seat. What goes through your mind in that moment right there?
That's exactly what goes through my mind. I'm not going to lie. I backed up that corner a little bit early because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, where are they not going to be wrecking? So where's my hole? Where can I come across the start-finish line? Because I knew there was no way that was going to work. It was just a matter of how the dominoes fell and, who ended up getting taken out. Unfortunately, I think the 1 and the 12 ended up wrecking. But it benefited us for top 3. So, like I said, I'm so fortunate because it could have just been me. We almost got caught up in the second green white checker also. So, yeah, that was honestly, it was a little bit scary going to that last corner because a good night could have gone really badly, really quickly.
A really good run for Robert Sherwood in the 29. Thank your sponsors for MP Motorsports, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, shout out to Appalachian Holler Hunters, as always, for sponsoring this series. I had new archery products on board along with Realtree tonight. We appreciate their sponsorship, all of them, and we'll hope to do this a little bit more often and maybe even put it in victory lane sooner than later.
Rob Sherwood with a decent run here at Charlotte tonight. Virtually, he'll finish 3rd place here in the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300. To the runner-up from Santa Rosa, California, Matt Dyer in the 88 machine. Matt, what's your take of the craziness, the overtime finishes, and the 4 wide on the last lap where you had to settle from a winning car to the bridesmaid?
It was definitely frustrating, for me. I knew I didn't have the fastest car out there. I knew Dewey's had the fastest car, but I knew I had to come down to strategy. I thought my strategy was perfect. I calculated out the fuel there. I really wish it would have went green, but it is what it is.
Matt, you had the lead there at the end, but we noticed that before that green-white checkered began, you stayed out where a bunch of cars came in on that restart before the green-white checkers began. Did you have another set of tires left available for you, or had you used them all up there on that previous pit stop?
I used them all up. I was banking on it, going green all the way. But unfortunately, the cautions fell where they fell. I think I had every single caution. You messed up like what I wanted. So, just like I said earlier, it is
Matt,
what it is.
I was rooting for you to. Matt, I'll be honest, bud. I was rooting for you to win. What can you say in closing, while you also thank your sponsors, about this resurgence of domination you've had in this 88 car the last couple of races?
Just thank the whole CEM. Thank Bobby at the shop. Thank Raise Energy, your Rep Sports. Thank Appalachian Holler Hunters, for sponsoring this thing, and thank you guys for broadcasting each week.
Well, that's Matt Dyer. For a couple of races, he was on the podium in 3rd. Tonight, he finishes 2nd, where he come close to winning the 88 machine. And last but not least, to Miamisburg, Ohio, we're going to talk to Braxton DeWeese, the driver for High Five Racing. 3 wins in a row for SNB Cup Series competition. He won the unsanctioned or the non-points all-star race last Wednesday night that wasn't broadcasted. But Braxton, can you tell us about that gap going 4 wide on the bottom and trying to make a run and ending up to be the winner tonight at Charlotte?
Man, that was crazy. I'm glad I made that move. I had that run there on the bottom. I still had them fresh tires because we didn't do many laps there because of the cautions. I knew that Matt Dyer and Caleb Smith had the older tires there, and I knew if I got by them that I'd be pretty good there. But on that last lap, I had to go 4 wide. I had to run. I had to do it. I had to.
Braxton, you said right there you had to do it, and what was going through your mind there in coming off of turn number 2 and you saw them go 3 wide? You're trying to debate if you have enough room to make the move. What goes through your mind there? You have a split second to decide. Do I go for it or do I not? Tell us about the decision making there on the last lap.
When I was coming out of turn 2, I licked the stamp and I send it. That's all I can do. I go for it. I have nothing to lose. I'm already in the playoffs. Like I said, I'm coming here for wins, and that's what we got.
Do you feel like that anybody could say that there was aggressive driving going on there on that last lap, Braxton?
It's the last lap, race for the win. People can be upset if they want, but I see good-ass racing right there.
All right, thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I want to thank the family for watching, the friends, fans, and sponsors at Zimmerman Concrete, Bennett's Publical, Ravenwood Enterprise, Scott Martin with Jeff Schmidt, King Grant Paints, NASCAR Technical Institute, Ron's Pizza, Earnhardt Construction, and thanks to High Five Racing for letting me drive the 15 car for them.
I've got an extended question to ask you. You suffered an EOL penalty on the first overtime. What was going through your mind there whenever you were had to go through the EOL penalty and then rally back and to pick up the win?
I was basically telling myself I was going to hope for at least a top 10, if anything. So I figured I just threw it away right there.
And like dominoes, cars began to fall in the triple overtime. And when it's said and done, Braxton Deweese is the winner. He picks up an extra $50 from Charles Wooten at LSR TV. And again, congratulations to you, the first repeat winner of the series.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for broadcasting. You guys do a great job. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Greg, final closing thoughts, man. A wild one at Charlotte. I don't think we'll never forget this one.
No, that was the definition of an unforgettable night here in Charlotte. A wild race. Braxton Deweese, Matt Dyer, Rob Sherwood, your top 3. But wow, that is a finish that will live on here on LSR TV for the remainder of time.
You think of the 1992 Winston of One Hot Night. The first time they raced under the lights between Davey Allison, Dale Earnhardt, and Kyle Petty. You could say the same thing virtually while these drivers put on one awesome show, a humdinger for the SNB Cup Series in their longest race of the year in the Appalachian Holler Hunters 300. Our next broadcast coverage on LSR TV and CRN Sports is tomorrow night, 11:45 Eastern, 8:45 Pacific, with coverage of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. For Charles Wooten, Greg Rance, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations again to Braxton Deweese. Wins a wild one at Charlotte. We'll do it again next Wednesday, the SNB Cup Series. God bless you all. Happy holidays. Please keep on praying for America.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you